Welcome, guys. Sorry, I just clicked on the wrong YouTube restreaming service or the multi-stream. I'm going to have to go and fix that up. Sorry. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to hide my screen while I do this, I guess. Hang on, just let me get to the bits and pieces. Yeah, this shouldn't take... hopefully it won't have kicked in much. I don't think. Anyway, I'd better just double check this. Be right back. Just double check. Literally just clicked up on it for a few seconds, but it won't take me long. Yeah, I'm going to have to just fix it up. Damn it. Videos. Yeah, so it's actually yeah, I've gone into the wrong area. Apologies about this, guys. Can I get rid of it? Never occurred. Yeah, that's good. And we'll just quickly go to the more actions and delete forever. Okay, so there we are. Just don't want to be showing this stuff on screen if I can help it. That should... There we go. That's good. It's gone. Right. So that was an accident. So my apologies about that. I'll just get rid of that, go back to this game and go back to here. There we are, back. So yeah, I clicked on the wrong thing. I've got, I'm of course streaming into my live YouTube area rather than into my actual YouTube account, my normal one. Getting close now. I think we're about 500 hours away from, like as in view hours, which actually happened pretty fast. Like the thing with the view hours, I thought would actually, I'd get to the view hours before I got to the actual subscriber count. The subscriber count, we've now can tick that one off. It's literally just now view hours is sort of what I'm looking for now on the other channel, just to get that up to, we're going to get up to 3,000. So we're at about 2,500, I think. Which might even be more than that. Anyway, we're getting there. Hi, Began. How are you going? So, what were we looking at in here? What were we actually up to? Oh, one thing I will actually point out as well, like I've actually got, and I will just set it up now, so before we even start, Serian, who actually watches the channel a lot, has like contacted me yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Yeah, it might have been the day before actually, the last time we streamed, and he actually has been working on a mod, two mods actually, for DF Hack. One of them is like, well, both of them will be very useful. But the other one, like one of them is going to be super useful in terms of combat. So I'm just going to be beta testing that one, or even alpha testing, I guess. So if I go into DF Hack, I have to go into the launcher. So I'm just going to go and I tested this one very, very briefly the other day, but let's actually just give it a run now for the whole thing. And I'll just go through what it actually is. Now, I don't know where it will be in the list here. There's a few different things. I don't know if it ends up the bottom. He's got two of them, and I've actually forgotten what one of them's called. But Civil Alert, I think that might be it there. So this one here is oh no, that's not it. That's not the one. Civilian 4 one. Yeah, Serian here. So this one here is actually open a window showing your parent civilization's info, its name, ruler, mountain home, etc., and whether it is still standing with an inline toggle to enable or disable background monitoring. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and run that. I haven't even tried this one, to be honest. So this one is one that wasn't urgent for this particular one. But if we just go in and do this one, so the unseen relic, ruler, player fortresses 1, mountain home is treaty stirred, mountain halls is so I'm going to go monitor and click that one on. I don't know if I have to do that every single time. And then there's things like testing alerts and so on and so forth. So if it happens to be remaining known dwarfs, there's 7,000. This is so cool. This is so cool. So we've got mountain home here and through there, mountain hall, 64 of them. So this is why I'm not really too concerned about this particular faction. The previous one we had to restart because our civilization fell. Not fold. So in this case, what we've got is we've got the I've got to do a test alert, which will just show me what happens if it does fail. So if I go and do that one through there, we end up with So this is just a test. So the mountain homes have fallen silent. The civilization of the unseen relic is destroyed. Though your monarch, Vabok yet draws breath somewhere beyond your reach. Yep, so it's still the same one. No more of your kin will march to these gates. So if your civilization falls, which is what happened last time, you can forget about getting any more population coming to the fortress, which is for us then a restart. That's the end of the game, essentially. And so then we've got the alert as well. So so that one's just, sort of shows the alert. So that's just a test one for it. Now, I don't know if that's still actually on. So I don't know how we then test it. So if I go to, I'll just go back up to DF Hack, or just open up the DF Hack window and just go Civ Fall. You see it's got Civ Fall Notifier. So if I just go Civ Fall Notifier here, and I can then just go into things like status, just to see if it's still actually going to be running. So so Civ Fall Notifier, I can either just click it without doing anything and it will just give me the status. So enable true, alerted false. Yep. So so that's now running in the background, and it will tell me if there's a problem. So it's now just going to keep on monitoring our civilization, which is great. So that way, if it does end up falling through some sort of war, we'll know about it. The other one, which is even more impressive, actually for me anyway, is there's a combat one as well. So if I just go back down to the ones where he has sort of been, so this is sort of like the secondary elements, and so there should be a combat. Where is it? Maybe it's in the top one. Anyway, I'll just type in combat. So this is combat. There we go. Combat notifier back in through here. And if I go and click on this one here and just go back to the help file, again by Serian. This one here is when enabled combat. Actually, that would be cool if that ran on properly rather than it breaking. So I'm always trying to be critical when I give feedback, so it's a bit hard to read these. Debounces, so a whole squad engaged together, alerts at once. This is so cool. Hang on. When enabled, combat modifier raises a red combat alert, double sword. So I don't know if that's working properly yet. Pauses the game the moment one of your citizens enters combat. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't do it when it enters combat. There's different ways of entering combat. One of them is through a dangerous creature, which wildlife doesn't trigger this, unfortunately, because all of the interactions we had with the troglodytes wouldn't have counted. That wouldn't have actually triggered because they're considered wildlife. They're not considered dangerous. We did have a werebear that arrived but didn't get inside. The werebear would have triggered it. So we'll kind of keep this one running as well and just sort of see what actually happens with that. So it doesn't bug you unless there's something important. It's got a whole heap of stuff, and I'm going to go through what this one does work. It also has a lowered left combat tracker and combat log name swapper, which is cool. This is so cool. This is alone is worth it. So what it does do, instead of having the Mace Dwarf attacks this or the Mace Dwarf attacks that, it now puts the dwarf's name in it along with whatever their role is, which is again allows us to keep really good track of all of the actual all the stuff. So yes, this is a really, really cool one. Again, if I just go and click on enter, now I was running this before. This one here is alerts enabled false, so it's not on. So maybe it has to be turned on every single session. So if that's the case, I mean, it would be cool if you could set it up so that it was just part of the setup in the game. So if we go and enable this one, if I go to GUI / combat, and I'll show you the way it does work. Combat notifier, enter. I then get this little GUI thing. Yeah, so this is off at the moment. So I'm going to turn on the combat alerts so that when there's actual combat occurring, it's going to then go and do. Now the combat, I don't know how this one works, combat tracker. I didn't really have a good look at this stuff, to be honest. O is the open the combat tracker. Okay, zoom or click. Okay, that's not, I'll just put it on. and then name swap. I definitely want that one. And then I'm going to include the NPCs as well, just so we end up with sort of like the name swapping through there. You can also then tell it how many ticks before it will then start to monitor it again. So once it's triggered once, it won't keep on triggering all the time. So it's basically should only really trigger for new combat, which is, as I said before, really, really good. And so that also won't, like, let's just say that one citizen triggers it, it won't then trigger for a new citizen, like unless it's gone beyond the 1200 ticks, and then it will start to reset again, which should be enough time for a combat to sort of play itself out to a degree. Anyway, I certainly don't mind it. Even if it fires again at that point, I really don't mind. And so what this is going to then do is if we go into the test alert here, we're going to then get an alert coming back up through here where it says one of your citizens has entered combat. And so, if I then just go and I'll just get rid of that one in the alert as well. It just comes up with the alert. So that's sort of what it looks like, which is, again, it should just be running. We'll just go and double check that yet again. So combat notifier. I'll just go into this one here and just press enter. And so now we should see that it's enabled as true. Tracker is true. Swapper is true. There we go. So citizens in combat right now is 0. Very, very cool. I love this. This is so with that on, I no longer have to be monitoring what's going on over here all the time, which is really quite nice. But you notice there was no sound effect. I think that's at the moment one of the things that Serian's still working on. So anyway, that's so we'll be beta testing both of those. The Civ falling really shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be a problem for us, but we'll see what happens. Now, that's what we're here, because we had the merchants. So if we have a bit of a look, if we go and have a look to see what's going on here. Where are we? Dwarves, others. Yeah, so we do have the merchants. The merchants are sitting back up through here. And so with those in here, they're actually ready to trade, I think. And we've got all these things in here, which should, if we have a look again at what we've done in here, is if we go into the into the finished goods, into the custom area, we're only selling things from in this area that are worth selling. So we're going to just move those 4 boxes across. It makes it so much simpler. So we're just going to go and click on, oops, get rid of that one. So, hi Boland, how are you going? How are you guild plans moving along? Yeah, we're going to need to open those up. What I might even do is the Rangers Guild. I would have liked to have kept that somewhere in the top of the fortress, to be honest, but I think I'm going to move down into the old fortress and give them a room down there. And similarly, I think I might even change some of the existing stuff in the bottom there and make them into temples and things like that. So we'll do that today as well. Anyway, let's get this one done. Move goods to and fro from the depot. So in this case, we're just going to go to bins. And if we do it by, what's that one? Sort by value, sort by distance from the depot. So we just want to have, that's a cloth bin, takes you distance 3. We don't want that. But this is the stuff that we're looking for here, the finished goods bin, not the gem bin. Oh, you know what it is? It's on the other side. It's on the other side. So finished goods bin. So it's these finished goods ones in through here that we're actually wanting to move across, not these other ones. So I'll go and move you, finished goods bin there. There should be another one. There should be a 4th one, but it should look like this with, bits and bobs on the side. Actually, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be this one here. So there we go. So this is just finished goods. It's just it's sorting it by the type of bin that it actually is. So that's good. And I won't DF hack move the trade goods, but that should now be set up where there's awaiting 4 items. So we'll just wait for this stuff to then be brought across, dragging it over into our side of the what's going on through here. And nice and clean, look at that. So now we're going to broker requested. So this is Orangutan's library. We'll now come back up and start to trade. There's Orangutan's library right there. Conducting a meeting. been a good leader, I've got to say. I think he's a little bit frustrated. Oh, hang on, we've got diplomacy as well. So let's just go into this one. So I am your liaison from the Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. Okay. There's much to share. All right, so we'll have a look and see what rumours and things we hear about. Make requests for next year's caravan. So again, the only thing I ever really want, if I don't actually have gypsum, I need to make plaster. So we go to powders and we say, just give me gypsum plaster, please, because that's the one thing that we know that we're going to need. So I always like to have lots and lots of it if I can't actually get it myself. So we'll just click on done. That's the only thing we're going to be asking for. It costs double the price, but who cares? Now they want thread and tanned hides. And that's not going to happen for us. So I never worry about this so much. I just sell them the knickknacks that we make. So I'm still conducting this meeting, so people are sort of listening and probably being welcomed into the fortress. So giving them the rules, telling them where to assemble if there's an emergency, which we haven't set up yet. Actually, we haven't set up like a place for them to all go to. That's all good. So we're still making more stuff. Tailsly Fox has become a militia captain. Yeah, don't think there's anything we have to worry about there. And there he goes. He's now ready to trade. So we'll just stop following him and do the trading. So what have you got for us? Let's just go, because we know that this is all safe. So let's just go and turn all this on just to see what value we can get from all this stuff. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in there. Oh, there's another one. Actually, that's everything. Did we? Yeah, that's the whole lot. So the whole lot is worth 5,000. Now when they've come in, they're actually a little bit pissed off. So I'm going to give them heaps of stuff. I want them to be as happy as possible with everything that's going to be going on. Water buffalo bull. Now, do we have a water buffalo? No, we don't have water buffalo, so it's not really something we need to worry about. Okay, they've got a lot of good stuff for us to wear. Gypsum plaster, here we go. So I'm just going to go and grab all of this stuff, all these bags of gypsum plaster. So we'll get all of those, which is going to cost me a little bit. So that's the value that we have there is only 470. Cloth bins, I want them to leave with maybe around about 1,500 to 2,000, just so they feel as though they're really getting good stuff here. I'm not so much worried about the cloth, it's more the leather, because we don't really have a leather industry as such, and leather is always cheaper anyway. Bolts, meat, I won't worry about the meat. They can send fish, we won't worry about. Plants, I won't worry about, I don't think, unless they've got other good ones for us. Not really, no. Grapes, onions. There's cheese. I never like the idea of dwarven cheese, because it makes it sound like it's made out of from dwarf milk, which I think it may be. Who knows? I don't know. I'll just get a few cheeses, just for getting these guys set up. Splints and vellum sheets. We won't worry about that one through there. Drax is saying good evening. All nice to see the fortress prospering. It's really doing well. Really doing so well. To be in a non-reanimating biome makes it so much easier. But we also, this trading is so important that we actually do this effectively, because if we give them like lots and lots of profit, it's like they go back and say, "Hey, this fortress is incredible. You guys have got to move out there. There's no rocks there at all. Nothing's going to kill you. The troglodytes can't get in anymore. They've all been that's all been blocked off. It's completely safe." I think I will just go and grab a little bit of the leather bins and stuff like this, which is a bit boring, but it's still It still gives me, so that's 800. I'll get a couple of cloth bins as well. I might just get some more leather bin, just so I've got it there. Another cloth bin there. I'll just grab some of those. So we're up to 2,000. Trader profit is still 3,700. Just getting all this stuff is good. We've still got trader profit is still 3,000. If we go across, I did notice that there was a steel pick there. I'm thinking of actually grabbing that. Trader profit is still 2,300. Water buffalo. I don't think I could. No, we don't. We could have it for food or something, but that's about it, really. It's not something that I would worry about. Copper high boots. Gee, these are worth a lot. Just for copper. You know, I don't think I mean, the steel caps would be good. If there's no shields, and we do need shields. We need to set up a metal industry today, I think. Get another cloth bin. I'll just get this down so the trader profit ends up around about 2,000. Actually, that one there, that's gone to yellow there. In that case, I'm gonna let them have a massive profit. So I'm just gonna let them get away with this, because it went from that to yellow. So they're happy with this, but they're sort of a bit, they're not super happy with the other one. And it really doesn't matter us. We don't have to try to get the most we can out of these guys. We want them leaving as happy as possible. So let's just go and do the trade. This is a significant trade. By the way, when you trade high amounts, and this is getting up there now, this is now a trigger as well. I might show you how this one works. So let's just go and trade. Do you want to trade? Yes. I don't know if it'll tell us. That'll be another really cool little information to actually have with the status of your fortress, actually. I wonder if that's something worth looking at as well, like just in terms of, and I don't know if there is a like a danger status, and it comes down to a whole lot of different things. So he's ecstatic with the trading, yeah. So this is going to be, he will leave, or she will leave happy with what's going on. All right, so that's actually done. That's now, we've got all this new stuff that's back over here. That's all good. And so we'll just keep on sort of, we're getting even more stuff. We've got 2 crafts dwarf areas set up in the fortress, so they'll just keep on building what they need back into here. Okay, let's have a look. Now, what was I just going to do? I was just going to do something. Hang on, one thing we do need is no trader needed at the depot, so he can now go off and do other things, like mining, for example. Everything else is looking pretty solid there. One thing I might have a quick look at is the jobs, the labour menu, and we've got 1 woodcutter. So I thought that some of the dwarves had wandered in with that actually had. So there's a couple of there's 2 woodcutters there actually, so that's actually okay. Just want to make sure that the miners are set up as miners. So the miners have got nothing else to dig, and we do want them to keep on digging all the time, because we need the rock. I like the balance now that they've got in the game with the new rock. Hi Supreme Plague, how are you going? Balancing, why would they be pissed off? We haven't destroyed any of their artifacts yet. Yes, I know. We haven't had any goblin invasions, nor undead hordes. It's really quiet here. Yeah, distant pit of doom scream. Well, this is where like when you set up the game, you've got different danger levels. We'll have a look at that and just see what actually happens here. We do have some information that's available to us about the actual fortress, and sort of like, which starts to trigger different things. So I'm just seeing if there's anyone else holding anything of value. Chief Medical Dwarf, yeah, no. And there's Orangutans, who was already set up as a miner as well. Sick the Doctor is very, very unhappy, as is Incognito, the weaponsmith. Might have to start to look at these once we get a few of the other things. Alta Buffalo, the militia commander, is also very unhappy. Only got the 3. that are in that category, but we might start to figure out what's pissing them off and then fix that up. We still have to set up a couple of petitions as well, so we can do that in the bottom of the fortress. Or I do need to be digging things out. So if we go in and create like a mining area in the fortress, where should we do that? Let's see, outpost liaison leaving. Okay, that's fine. That's now all been done. Sorry, I was going to show you about the trade. Now, if I hover over this, we can now start to sort of see different things. So the exported wealth has gone from 2,400 to another 5,000. So just remember that we've sort of got like around about, say, 7,000. Let's just say 7,500 will be what's going on. The imported wealth is what we've brought into the fortress. So they're the two. There's two wealth things. So they're are quite important. Then we also then have created wealth as well, like 90,000. This is all really important in terms of triggers, including the like what size we are. We're a hamlet with population of 45, and so if we go into the settings, and I think it's in here. If we go into difficulty and then go to custom settings, we'll then start to see the triggers for different things. And so this one here is the is where we end up with numbers where we've got the enemy merchant population trigger. So the population triggers we have is level 1 is 15 population, 30 is level 2, 40 is level 3. So we're at level 3 now. So this is actually sort of like something where, and what this one does is enemy/merchant population trigger. This actually triggers for different types of merchants to come. We may have to start to set up ready for an actual, in fact we might have to do that now actually, is completely rebuild the top of the fortress and get that one ready for caravans to come. And so that's because we're not, it's not suitable, what we've got is not suitable for caravans. So we'll do that now as well. Spring Playing saying going heavy with Dwarf Fortress. Guess it's Dwarf Fortress Friday tomorrow also. Is Zeno still going on? Zeno, well, I'm not sure what you mean by Zeno. I will be playing different things, and in fact I haven't really had a look at what my commitments are to play. I've got some games that I do need to actually be playing, and today I don't know, like I've got to get on. I'm going to be managing all that today and figuring out what's what. So anyway, will you get early access to Shadows Rising? What's Shadows Rising? Oh yeah, sorry, sorry, George. Yeah, that's yes, I will. I've actually got access to the beta, but I purposely haven't been playing it because I really want it to be I want it to be fresh when I start to actually stream it. So I like to be aware of what's going on without actually getting too involved, but it looks very exciting. So I was thinking, I even thought, should we start a Distant Worlds run now, get that out of the way by the time it actually then launches, which I'm sort of toying with that idea, just to sort of get one started. And I'll be streaming that to my my new YouTube channel. So that will be sort of what we end up doing back over there again as well, I think. So I do want to do that. I've got sort of like two series going on the Daz Tactic Live YouTube channel. I've got this plus Shadow Empire, but I'm thinking Distant Worlds may be one of the next ones that we do. Gal Civ is also releasing fairly soon, like in fact just in a week. So I definitely will be playing a lot of that also on the new and the old YouTube channel actually. So I'll be doing a little bit with Gal Civ. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new stuff for that one. Xenonauts, so we've got Xenonauts, yes I will be, yeah, and also Age of Wonders as well. So there's going to be what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to monitor the views that come in on the different videos in my standard YouTube channel, just to figure out what games are helpful and what games aren't for streaming back in my actual channel. So it's sort of funny. I've got to start curating that now so that YouTube doesn't punish me for these like these long format games that I've been playing. Anyway, we'll get it sorted. So yeah, I'm sort of now I'm going through managing things. Anyway, let's keep on going. What we have now is we've got the production triggers in through here as well, where this is so the first one is the actual population figure. So we've actually now hit level 3 there. This puts pressure on the fortress for things like sieges, criminals coming, things like that. We're now hitting danger levels. The production back in through here as well, like when we have a look at the production triggers, what we sort of saw up through here was that we ended up with about, was it 90,000? Hang on, just let me have a quick look and just see. Yeah, 90,000 created wealth and imported wealth 32,000. Exported wealth, we'll say 7,500. Just go back to settings, difficulty, custom. So the second one is the production. 90,000 is we're just a tick under, and this will change even as we sort of get improved rooms and so on and so forth. We're now with level 3, almost level 4 there now again as well. And so these will then make sieges become more dangerous as we go further up down through the levels, when they do come. We may not be at war with anyone. That's another thing as well. This is the merchant trade triggers. Now we're in level 2 at the moment. We've just hit level 3, and we're going to be like about 2,500 under level 4. So this is now, we're sort of now hitting, like once they leave, that will then, as soon as they leave the area, that will then bounce up to level 3 as well. So we end up essentially with the sensitivity sort of then moving right up, these triggers moving right up. So we're going to have a lot of different aspects getting ready for what's going to then sort of happen in through here. You've got all sorts of different things like Forgotten Beast sensitivity, sort of like ranging from, this is sort of like the less equals when they're going to be coming sooner. So we can sort of set these things up. I did actually have a load save settings at one point because I really made these tiny. So anyway, I'm just going to let it sort of play itself out and sort of see how we go. But we're starting to now hit the danger levels for the actual for the fortress. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. It's some sort of song that's playing down the bottom there. All right, so that's now done. We are going to need for the next year to probably now start to sort of plan how we're going to then manage this. We've got no aquifer, so I can sort of start to change things around a little bit, and even bring it so that the trade caravan comes down deeper underground, which I may do. I think I might even sort of get that one sorted. So if we end up having like the trade caravan, what I ultimately want to be doing here is actually having a small keep built in around this area inside the big keep that the humans built. So the humans built this keep, this big keep out through here. They actually made this into a fortress. The dwarves have built all the stuff sort of in the middle and further down. In reality, the dwarves would have built this as well, but like when we look at the histories, the humans actually invaded and took this over. But we need to get rid of these and then move these deeper into the actual fortress itself. So I don't mind it being a big room. It goes up 2 levels, so we've got sort of like 2 levels back in through here. And so I don't mind that being the case where we possibly end up with ranged dwarves around the outside. So I'm going to build a keep within a keep. It's going to be an interesting sort of... in fact, there's an old movie called The Keep where they were trying to keep vampires in. We're sort of going to do that. So we're going to end up with a battlefield out where I've got all this other stuff eventually. So we might start to plan for that now as well. So when they actually caravans arrive, we'll end up with some ramps that we then build through here. We could even build an area where they can sort of come in off the side of the mountain. We could build a tunnel all the way through. Might do that actually. Let's do that. So we end up with just a tunnel for the caravans. Do we want to do that? It means that when they arrive, they then have to go around this long way. At the moment, the only real opening we have is in this bottom corner here. Yeah, that extends back into the actual mountain itself. I don't know. When do the large trades carts come? Can they get inside as is? They can't get inside as is, no. So at the moment, it's just all they're bringing is just beasts of burden. That's what I'm concerned about. We're now starting to the trade trigger is now at level 3. which means that we should, and I think if we get 2 years worth of, the 2 years of small merchants coming, we're hitting bigger areas, and I would hate for them to arrive and then not being able to get into the fortress. So I think I will actually start to plan for that aspect as well. We don't need to do anything with it just yet, but we will need to. And I'm thinking this is probably the most viable way to bring this one through. Okay, so William is saying, how do you defend against sieges since the siege update? Since enemies seem to be able to do a lot more to get into the fortress now, you've got a bit of time before that really is a problem. So we need to make sure that we've actually, and so even with planning what we're going to do with the merchant area, that's why I want to bring it underground, just so we can sort of deal with it properly. In fact, what I probably will end up doing is actually bringing it underground deeper in here. So I might actually even start from further out and actually have the caravan sort of maybe come through this way, but then head off downstairs. In fact, let's go and do that now. So let's just go and build I'll just line it up with this middle bit here. Let's just go and dig that one out to there. So that will be for the trade caravan. We'll then clean up this area through here as well. If I just go into, that's X, where's Z? Should still be okay, I think. Yeah, that will just get rid of the ramps. So we'll get rid of those ramps around there. Just get rid of those as well, just a little bit further around. And then we'll start to, in fact, what I might do is just go and get rid of a little bit of this stuff. And we'll start to sort of then plan for how the caravans will arrive in the future. And so we'll end up with a drawbridge inside this rock. It goes up a couple of levels. Well, actually, it's probably safer here. So again, because they can dig sort of straight down into this area. So if we go into this area, which has got a little bit of rock above it, which will make it a little bit more protected, and then we'll start the process of building the ramps down. So if we just go into build a ramp going down here, channel. So we'll build a channel through there. That will then go down to the next layer. So we'll just go and build another channel through here, and then another channel. So we'll go down, 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 and then this layer here will make this the actual area for the for the trade caravan. Now, what we want to do is, if invaders make it down through here, we then don't want to come straight into this area, but we want to have access for them to try to get into this area. So I'm going to then make the caravans go all the way out to over here somewhere. Now this is all kaolinite, which is not great for us, to be honest. Kaolinite is like, it's sort of like clay. So we don't get rock from this. It's all just kaolinite all the way through here. Look, I'll still do it. It's quick and easy to, do we keep on going down? We've got sylvite, rock salt. Yeah, actually, let's go down one more layer. And then we'll just ditch this bit and keep on digging down so we end up down into here. Go along a little bit, and then we'll move off and make it a bit more of a convoluted way into the fortress. So we're going to go down this way, a long way, then across. So if I make it longer to walk into this area than, for example, a smallish little area that comes off the side here, we can then sort of deal with it a different way. So if I go, this one is a downward slope. If I just go and click a smallish little area through here as well, I don't want to get rid of that bit there. I can then set up like a trap zone in through this other side where I end up with like either just a straight area that goes back through or a slightly windy corridor. Might just go this, actually go this way. and set this one up purely for invaders. It's not very neat, is it? I'll ditch that. Just make it. It's when you've got sort of like OCD type things, you end up wanting to make things look just nice and neat all the way through. That's better. That's better. Look at that. So if you were wandering in as an invader, you're going to be wanting to go through this way rather than this way. So, so that's sort of what we end up having. Yeah, so Boland's saying murder holes and elevated fortification areas with traps in the windy part. Yeah, it's going to be more stonefall traps and things like this, just to do damage as they sort of wander through. So I will just purely trap it. I don't think I'll do anything else with that. And unfortunately, I will have to put a door at the end of it, and we'll have a drawbridge before it as well. So still thieves and things could still sneak their way through, but we'll see how we go. I want to have minimal entrances into the fortress when we finish all this. So there's still a fair bit to do. Now, we're going to set up an area here for the trade caravan. Now, that's not going to quite work because of this. Let me have a think about this. So we need a 5x5 area in the middle. So if we just go, that's what we need for the actual trade caravan itself. But an area for them to be able to then unhook their goods. So I could actually just do that. So that will then give them an area, so we can have the trade caravan in here and then just come straight back into this one here. What I'll do is I'm just going to go one deeper this way and delete that. Okay, so that's now going to be where so that's where the trade caravan will then come back across. And so we'll end up with a door there. And as far as our finished goods are concerned, I'll put them through another door over this other side, I think. Or I can bring them down into where we are, even deeper down into this area as well. But no, I think I'll actually set up the I'll set up the trade goods on this side, and so this can be like a trade goods area. Yeah, actually, it only needs to be about that big. All right, and the reason I'm going into this area is because I want to get the Sylvite rock rather than the Kaolinite. So we'll leave that where that is and be done with it. So let's just go and see what actually happens. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of this one here until we actually get the central staircase built properly. So we've just got different rock salt boulders. We want as many boulders as possible. We've got heaps and heaps of miners, which is great. Allows us to do different things. Okay, we're now making things out of leather. We should actually have a close look at the work orders and see what's not working properly. One thing we definitely need is to go back into our construction menu, doors and hatches, doors. Now I've got the planner. I need the planner, so we need to make 58 doors. So I'm going to go and grab a door there. I'm going to click on that door and make it the top priority. Whoa! Oh, no. Okay, that's all right. Alta Buffalo withdraws from society. This is a problem. Alta Buffalo is one of these people in through here. So we are going to have a bit of an issue here potentially. Could go crazy. Let's just go and click on OK and pause again straight away. So I'm just going to make that the top priority. It's now position number 1. So that will then be sort of where things sort of end up being saved. But let's now just go back through. Actually, maybe it may. If Alta Buffalo is going off to make something special, that's going to be great. We'll go and do a bit of a taken by mood. Okay, this is not what I thought it was. This is good. Cancels making bed, taken by a mood. So we'll have a look at that in just a minute, and that could be a good thing. That could actually make Alta Buffalo happier. So where is Alta Buffalo? There it is. So is peculiarly secretive. So we won't even know what they need. Now we should have a bit of everything in the fortress already. So let's just follow Alta Buffalo around and just see what happens here. Going and grabbing some logs. So this will be good actually. Now going into a carpenter's workshop here, and we're not sort of seeing anything going on. Let's have a quick look and see. Yeah, that's all it needed. So again, at the moment, we've hardly got any artifacts. So Alta Buffalo is going to create an artifact, and that should make her happy. So she should be happy after this. Let's get rid of all that stuff. And we'll just keep it sort of thumping along this way. So at the moment, the fortress is quite open. So working. So this will make Alta Buffalo, it should make Alta Buffalo into like a master carpenter. And hopefully we'll make this go from 3 to 2. In fact, what we can do before she finishes, already a talented carpenter, so we've sort of got these different things in through here. So I felt lonely after being away from family for too long, yeah, blah, 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 that's all okay. So this is actually the things that are annoying her. If we go back to thoughts, okay, annoyed dwelling upon having a drink without using a goblet or cup or mug. I think we're okay with that now. Uneasy dwelling upon being forced to endure the decay of a friend, becoming more anxious and learned to sustain loyalty. Afraid of reliving experienced trauma. That was in the summer, in the autumn. Restless, dwelling upon being able to rest and recuperate. Frightened for reliving being haunted by a dead friend. Pleasure, remembering a fine-tasting arranged seat. We need more of these pleasure ones. Worried, dwelling upon being unable to pray to Reg the True for too long. Reg the True, what a god. I love the random gods that they end up having. Hi, Sigismundo, how you going? Saying howdy, glad to catch you live. Yeah, that's cool. Remember walking saying, man, every time my dwarves make artifacts, then they never only do. Oh, no, I know, this is weird, isn't it? Drinking with, just do one thing at a time. It's sort of weird. This is our second one, actually, where they're only just making a single item. A bowl and saying drinking without a goblet, that's worse than eating without a table. Yes, it is. So anyway, that's the recent thoughts of these other little things in through here. Euphoric due to inebriation, relieved discussing her problems with an acquaintance, satisfied at work, but still annoyed dwelling upon having a drink without having a goblet. So this really pissed her off, having to use her hands. Worried after being unable to pray, and lonely after being away from family for too long. So if we have a look at the relations that she has, these are the people, like if they're coloured in like this, these are people in the fortress. And she's got a lot of friends here, but they're not family. So, they're not family. Close friend, dragster, Falcon's just passing acquaintance. So a lot of the people in the fortress are just passing acquaintances, which don't really count. And if we have a look at so that's the relations. There should be, most people will actually have family in this amongst here as well, even if they're not in the fortress. For whatever reason, she doesn't have that. She's only 36 years old. Doesn't have a partner. So she doesn't really have a family as such. If we have a look at somebody else, so if we go across here into incognito as an example, we'll see that he's got a spouse. And again, the colour will tell where they are. If we go back to the relations, we'll then sort of see things like, and so she doesn't have any of this stuff. So Kosoth is not in the fortress, but his wife will possibly arrive at some point. Mother and father are still alive as well. Falcons is the paternal grandmother who's in the fortress. There we go. The other ones are not in through here. So you can see he's got like a lot of different. There's Reg, the god Reg. Funny we're not seeing any of that stuff with her. and everything else, he hasn't made a lot of friends here yet. It's funny that Outer Buffalo doesn't have all that. Yeah, Reg Atoll is a different Reg. Got two gods called Reg, but you can see there's no family connection there at all, which is strange. It's a really strange thing to see that. It's almost a bug, to be honest. Let's just go and find somebody else in the fortress and just have a look at them as well, because typically, so this is your spouse and 3 children. If we go back to relations, we'll then sort of see all of the family, but we're not seeing anything for the other one, and I don't know why. Yeah, look at the family connections there. Like, nephew is in here as well. A lot of people are just still living in the mountain homes, so we go all the way down before we then start to find just a small group of passing acquaintances in the actual fortress. Bolden's saying Alpha Buffalo just got spat out from the rocky womb deep underground. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Hi orangutans, how you going? Yes, a strange one. Hi Syrian, how you going? I started off by showing people your excellent mods, the two DF hack mods. So we've sort of got them running at the moment. So both are running. So we'll see how they go, see how they perform. So I did mention at the time that we're probably alpha testing more than beta testing. So anyway, these guys they should get more comfortable as they sort of dig in down here. Let's just go back up the top here and just watch again what's going to be happening with the building process. Just let them continue on to doing all this. Actually, we'll go down to watch Alta Buffalo finish this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so created Balbasmar. Balbasmar, a tower cap great. She claims it as a family heirloom. But she doesn't have a family. Still got 3 unhappy there. So Alta Buffalo is still going off to go and attend a meeting. So the creator of Balbasmar has now become a legendary carpenter because of this. So, and there we go. So satisfied after creating artifacts, satisfied upon improving carpentry. And now it's got, I shall name you Toned Pulley. That was very satisfying. So Toned Pulley is Balbasmar. So if we have a look and see what Balbasmar actually is, someone's already coming to pick it up, but let's have a look and see what it's made out of. This is a tower cap great. All crafts dwarf shippers of the highest quality. On the item is an image of two celery in tower cap. Fantastic work there. Fantastic work. So we're going to put this, of course, down in the dangerous part of the fortress, deep underground. So we'll just go across, and I will just forbid this one immediately, and then unforbid it, just so it's actually available for us to go and pick up. And we'll go down to the bottom of the fortress now to, in fact, is it F2, F3, F4, F4. When we have an artifact being built in the fortress, we're just going to go down into here, assign new display item, and this is going to be a grate. Grates, there it is, Balbasmar. And so we'll put that one down through that side. So this is actually a tower cap grate. All right, so that will be another artifact back through this other side. Now, the fact that she's still so unhappy, there is actually a way to see exactly what the problem is with some of the dwarves. And she doesn't have any family, and that's a weird one. Sarah saying thank you, and agree probably alpha. Yeah, I'm working on modifying the combat notifier to try to be more inclusive on who triggers it. Yeah, that'd be cool actually. It'd be good to have an option of things, even if it's just a damage. If it triggers the combat symbol, that would be handy too. I would have that turned on all the time, just because so much happens where they fall or get damaged and stuff like that would be really, really cool. It's a great little mod though. Mod. Yeah, well, no, actually, no. It's still. I mean, DF Hack is just it's a mod manager, isn't it? So it's not a mod. It's a mod. So we've got these different areas in through here, which I'm thinking of making these into some of the actual special rooms. We can actually also, because we know that this is now safe, because we tested all this yesterday. Let's go and make all of this available. So we get all of this furniture available, so we can start to sort of just make use of the bits and pieces that are in through here. So this was just all part of the loot left over from the dwarves when the rocks took over. I will also claim all of this as well. So we have some histories in through here. Image of 2 dwarves in dolomite. What's this one here? Forgotten Beast. The image is Forgotten Beast in dolomite. It's not specific. I like seeing what they do. 2 dwarves in dolomite there again as well. And, yep, images of Forgotten Beast in dolomite. Alright, so nothing much actually happening in through there. This is all stuff now that we can also go and claim. I think we'll claim that now as well. Actually, I'm sort of now thinking of just claiming everything. So let's go and do that. It means we're going to be bringing it up into the top of the fortress, but this is all, we consider this to be safe territory. These are all locked. I'm going to unlock this stuff now as well. Unlock these. I might even clear some of this stuff out. We don't need all this stuff down in here. So we get all, because these rooms are, you know, they're already been set up quite nicely. So I'll just make sure that this is now all open for everyone. What's that a picture of? Snapping turtle men. There we go. Interesting. And this one here. Image of a dwarf in dolomite. So we're not getting the history. Sometimes you'll end up with histories of the of what's going on. There's an image of dwarves in dolomite. Is that a kangaroo? Image of a Citinosaurus man. Okay, so image of a Citinosaurus man in dolomite. Okay, that's fine. For boogeyman, nightmares, and just dwarves. So we're not getting specifics. Penguin, little penguins. I love it. I love it. A cat, an ocelot. Okay, so we've got an ocelot there. A forgotten beast. And was it a mole man or something? A stegosaurus man. Back in through there. That's it in terms of the bits and pieces. This is now all closed off to us. We assume that somewhere in there there'll be rocks. Now we've closed all this off as well. What's that one off? Giants in dolomite. And giant swans. There's a heap of them in through here actually. Yeah, different turtles and stuff. Anyway, that's all fine. We'll leave all that where that is. We will go hunting in there soonish. We have to set up an area ready for that, but we do need to now, I think, work on the top of the fortress and also getting our military under control through building different things. Now, these are all metalsmith forges, but to do this one, we need to actually have like the full contingent of being able to sort of then work with this stuff. And at the moment we haven't found magma, so we may even go down deeper. Where's the bottom of the fortress? Just come back up. Yeah, we've gone through all of this as well. We could make all this into bedrooms now as well. I'll leave this one because this is now, we've checked all of this for safety. And this is all safe. This is all fine. So we've actually gone through there. So look, I might I won't do it yet. I won't do it yet because we've got enough bedrooms now to last for a long time. But we can make use of these bedrooms as well from the old fortress. Let's just come back up. Okay, this is where I wanted to go. I just wanted to see what would happen if we kept on digging down through here. So as we sort of come back down, we don't know what's down below. We haven't found the third layer yet. and we don't know how deep down the magma is. So that might be worth cracking open and having a look to see what is down below all this stuff. I might do that as well, actually. Let's just go and build a staircase from the like it's the 3x3 area there. I'll just do it on the opposite. I'll do it here. And we'll just go down a fair way. We'll go down, say, 26, 20, 30 layers. So we'll just build a staircase all the way through, and just really to see what happens if we can find that third layer, and also if we can find magma. Where we are, actually one thing we haven't had a look at is the rumours. So we are over here, sort of right on the edge of this haunted hills, the Hills of Illness. And so we're in there. We're not seeing any red, so there's no all the goblins that we see through here are not, we're at peace with them at the moment. So there's no wars that we need to worry ourselves about. The world is a peaceful place at the moment. We've got a few different fortresses and things. That's the only thing we're really at war with, is just these necromancer towers, but they're too far away to really worry us. So everything else is just thumping along, really, basically. So there's really no problem in through there. If we have a look at the news and rumours, we'll start to see different things moving across. So we are seeing different things reclaiming. Grouping itself, reclaimed that one there. These are just the things we've been told about. Okay, so that's nothing much there. I don't think it's anything we have to really worry about. That's going to be okay. So what else are we going to do? There was something else we were going to do with Alta Buffalo. If we just go back up to the top of the fortress again. So Alta Buffalo is still very unhappy. That's right. We're going to go and check and see if we can figure out what's going on. So if I go into Alta Buffalo here, so still stressed, and like the fact that if we can actually use DF hack if something doesn't quite make sense. So I don't like to do this all the time, but if I just go and press the tilde key, and then we've got mood. If I just type in the word mood, I think that so show mood. And so if I just go into show mood into here, so I can then just, with her open, we should then end up getting information. Alerts enabled. Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's no. Oh, that's strange mood. That's not it. How do we do this? It's not mood. Actually, that will tell us what they need if we do that one through there. There is a way to check and see what they're doing in terms of the show mood is not what we want. So have a look and see if I can locate it. Because sometimes you like, no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to fix it. In which case you can check things out. There's remove stress. So generally happy dwarves have stress values in the range of 0 to 50,000. Makes the currently selected dwarf blissfully unstressed. Makes all dwarves. Yeah, we don't want to do that one. Remove stress. And there's the options, the value. Now there should be a thing to sort of show that. So I'll just go back from that one. So that was remove stress. There is another one which shows you the stress, like specifically. It doesn't tell you what's going on there. Rename recipes. Where is it? God, there's so much you can do in DF hack. It's just incredible. Okay, it's not in that group. All needs, is that it? provides an overview of the needs of the selected unit, or if no unit is selected, default in general. By default, the list is sorted by which needs. Yeah, this is the one here. So if we go and press that one with Alta Buffalo selected, we then get a list of different things. Actually, that's also not quite, I can't make it wider, unfortunately. So the needs are to be with family, and you can see there, this is the amounts. So being with family is a big problem, but she doesn't have any family. That's a major stress level. So in this case, we've got the need in through there, be with family. The strength of it is number 2. The focus impact is the big one. So major focus impact there, and praying as well. So if we make some temples, that may sort of help with that. The frequency is like how often it's checked, I think. Number, unfettered, badly distracted, I think is sort of how this one then works. So I don't know if there's a way to show this. What does that one do? No. Oh, hang on, that's not it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I just did there. Just go back into, what was it again? I forget what it was called there. That's not going to do it. What was it? It was down the bottom here. Nope, that's not it. God, what was it? Literally just I was looking at it. My mind's gone completely blank as to what we just actually looked up. There's fill needs. That's actually, it's needs. Needs is the word. Needs is the key one. Needs, all needs. That's it. I knew it was all something. Clean, fast wolf, show mood, exterminate. So these are all the things that sort of related a little bit. Remove stress. GUI family affairs. That could be interesting as well. Manage romantic relationships and generate pregnancies. That'll give her a family. This tool provides an interface for inspecting or meddling with romantic relationships. I mean, that's because the fact that she doesn't have a family is extremely unusual in Dwarf Fortress. So we've got clear webs, starving death. What's GUI rename? Oh, okay. So you can actually do higher level renaming there, which I've never seen before. Clear web, starving dead, auto nick. Yeah, that's okay. GUI, yeah, that's the one that Syrian had put in there as well. But the all needs is the one that we are really interested in, I guess. So this is just telling us what it actually is. Martial training, we don't have a place to train. Taking it easy. This is all the stuff that is impacting her moods, including what's been positive. So practicing skills, learning something. So this is hardly anything in comparison to the total amounts that she actually has. So praying and meditating, we can sort of get on top of that one a little bit. Make merry. Well, that's up to her. Maybe what we need there is an actual dining hall, a proper hall, rather than just this temporary thing that we have at the top. Acquire object. We don't know what that is that she wants, but she wants something. Then martial training, which we can sort out once we get the military established. I think we can deal with this. Yeah. Well, let's go. What was the other one that we just sort of saw there before? If we look at needs, it was fill needs. We don't want to do that one. It was where was it? It was the family control. It was called family, wasn't it? Family affairs. I've never seen this one. Let's give this one a go. So, name Alta Buffalo. Spouse none. So we can select this. We can set the selected spouse. We can also set up pregnancy. So the mother will be Alta Buffalo. Choose selected unit to be the mother. spouse, set the mother's spouse as the father. Not currently pregnant, father. Do we play with this or not? Or do we just let it happen? It's got 0 lovers. So add selected unit as lover of what? I can always remove it. No, that's not doing anything. Oh, hang on. If we set the spouse, I think that may be what we then need to do. Now that's going to. They've got spouse none there. I don't know how we manage that. Switch to selected unit. Yeah, none of those are working. I'm not sure how we do this. All right, we'll just leave that one alone, I think. But we'll just be mindful of what her needs actually are. We have a look at maybe some of the others eventually, but that's a nice way of seeing just the impact, and the lack of family is the big problem there. So she really needs to meet someone and settle down, have kids, create a family. But she's going to be unhappy the whole time. She is going to keep on spiraling down. We could, again, just sort of punch those needs for the family back out. Like if we got rid of, say, 18,000 negative moods, that would actually be, that would sort of mitigate the family aspect, which is sort of not, we don't have any control really over that part of it. But we can set up things like the prayer rooms and so on and so forth as well. What I might do is actually even smooth out the whole fortress. So let's just go and smooth all this area out as well while we're here. Might as well. We've got dwarves with nothing much to do. So we'll just get that sorted. I won't worry about these storage rooms. I'll just leave them where they are. Yeah, storage room there can just be left alone. Now, if we go back down, let's go down and actually make some temples down in this bottom area. And we'll make the guilds. So we'll make this into the Rangers Guild in through this other side. So I think that'll do. Actually, or do we want to go and put that somewhere else? Don't really want to do it down there. So we do have a few different rooms where we could sort of get rid of some of this stuff. So these are all metalsmiths' forges, but we've got them everywhere. Might pull these apart and get the anvils, and that way we can sort of do other things with them as well. So we'll start to pull apart the actual location. So these should all now be sort of slated for removal. And then we'll make this into like a big temple initially. I will come back up and make, where was it? I'll make this into the guild for the rangers. So build a guild hall. So this will be fine for that. So we need to, now to build a guild hall, I forget exactly how we do this one. I think it's just another meeting area. Just go and make that there. Accept, and does it tell us there? That's taverns. We can always just chop and change it. New guild hall, there we go. And so this is going to be the Rangers Guild Hall. So we'll throw that one in there. And they'll also need to, so this is the Autumnal Drum, which is a Rangers Guild Hall. So that's now going to be satisfied for that one. And we also then have the Farmers Guild as well. Now the Farmers Guild, we're pretty close to where the farmers are down in here. So I might make that the Farmers Guild. It's going to be a monstrously large area. Meeting area. And we'll accept Guild Hall. There's our farmers. Done. All right, so the Oak of Ivy. So the Oak of Ivy is going to be the Farmers Guild. So that's the two guilds there. Let's just go and make a, just while we're waiting, let's just go and make some of these areas into, could we only get rid of this? this one here. All right, so we'll just make a general area, I think, for prayer. So this will ultimately be another temple. And so a temple is also a meeting area. So I'll make this big area into here. We'll accept this. And plus, this is going to be a new temple. And now we don't have to, I'm going to make this to no particular deity. And we will need to then put an altar in here as well. I don't know if we've got an altar yet, but we'll, now we do have Reg the True. Generosity and sacrifice. 20 worshippers. There's a lot. We've got a lot of different worshippers for different things in through here, for the different gods. One worshipper there. 3 worshippers. Reg the True. So we've got like these are different groups. These are specific groups. God, there's a lot, isn't there, in what we actually have. So there's we've got lots of little ones. Reg the True is like pretty much a where's the other Reg? There's Reg the something or else as well. No, I can't see the second Reg. Lots of different guys. Let's just make this one into no particular deity. That does give. So this is the bravery of Bowels. The bravery of Bowels. I love that name. This is completely random, like when it makes these. All right. So see the details. So in this case, it's just a temple. It has to get up to 10,000 wealth before it then becomes anything beyond this. This will be okay at this stage. The performer. With the legendary musician, so we'll go and place that one in there as the performer there. So the bard for this particular temple. We'll also then just go across and add furniture. So we'll just go in and add in furniture, an altar, so a offering place. I've got 2 available, that's good. So we'll just go and throw one of them in there for now. And then we'll get rid of all this stuff as well. So we'll make this into an actual temple. So a fairly large area. The guild hall, actually we might just go back and have a look at those as well. Where was it? Back up this way. Yep, that's okay. So guild hall at 4,000, next is at again 10,000, so the value is not that fantastic. But that's okay, and similarly back over here, it should be about the same, I think. 2,700, but that's okay. We've got 10 members of this particular guild. So they'll just congregate and sort of sit around in that room there, which is be fine. Okay, well that sort of gets at least the basic prayers now established. We need to have like a big mountain hall. I don't think I'll worry about that as such. I'm sort of thinking that we do most of this stuff higher in the fortress. I was thinking of actually having the mountain hall somewhere in here. Like we can't do it on that layer there. This is the bottom layer in terms of the of where we are, but we can go above and make this into the mountain halls. Let's do that. Let's go and make this into the area that we end up setting up for where people will ultimately end up, congregating. So we'll have a corridor that runs off through the middle here, and then we'll start to build our mountain hall. Might make it a big circular room, and I can actually use helpers for that. Actually, no, I won't. I won't worry about it. Oh, do we want to? Yeah, I will actually. So if we go into, I can use DF Hack to help me with that again as well. I think it's DF Hack. Just go circle, dig circle. There it is. So so this one is dig circle. So designate all the selected vein for digging, key binding. Yeah, blah blah blah. Dig circle is in through here. Designate circles, and so there's examples of using circles. So we do dig circle diameter So we just need to put in a diameter. If I make the diameter, say 21, just see what that looks like. So this is going to be, okay, this needs to actually be at the location. So I'll just get rid of those. It's too big anyway. So we need to have our cursor off to the side here. So we'll actually set it up around here somewhere. So if the diameter, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, say 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that's 12, 13. 13 will be enough to do it, I think. So we'll just go in and do that one. So I just need the cursor at that location. Dig circle 13. Done. And that's now sort of been designated. And I'll just now put in the in a couple of rooms. I could fill it in, but I can just do this now. And we might make some pillars in it as well. So this will be our main meeting hall, and then we can sort of always extend onto it as well, but I can just make some pillars off back through here. So I'll just make a pillar here, here, and here, and similarly down the bottom through here as well, here, here, and here. That'll do us. So we'll just make that into the, I guess the meeting hall for the dwarves. That's just going to be just below yeah. So it's going to be fairly compressed up in the top here. Let's just go back up the top of the fortress and just sort of see how we're going with this area. I think we can copy, and again, I never do the clever things, but I think I can actually make something in here like this, except, can I copy that? Remove the stockpile, toggle whether the stockpile can take or receive items. Set from which workshops and stockpiles the stockpile gives and takes items. So we can sort of set like a hierarchy of where this thing actually does come from. I thought we could copy it. Click on icon. Now what are we going through here? Import, export, melting. Yeah, no, nothing much in there. I thought there was a way for us to go and do this one. So stockpiles. Okay, we've got status. Okay, in that case I can actually go exported settings. So we can actually go and export different names. Thank you there. Ronald Robbins has subscribed. That's great. Thank you. Much appreciated. So in this case, we can actually use the stockpiles DF hack aspect and export from the ones that we actually want to be making use of. So because we have some very specific stockpile usages that are not standard. So I might just go back through and just do a few of those. So if we just go and leave that stockpile where that is, I can always just come back and deal with it. But if I go back up the top of the fortress, this stockpile here, for example, is I guess the critical one. If we just go back into the stockpile, view the stockpile. If I now go and export with this particular one, so I can go and enter the file name. This is going to be finished trade goods. Will do. So I'll just go and set that one up as an export, and I should then be able to import that back down into this one into here. And so if we go into this stockpile and go import, yeah, here we go. There's a whole lot of stuff in the library, and then we should have our own finished goods. Where's our finished goods one? weird. It didn't actually have it. Maybe I didn't do it properly. Just pause that for a second, just while we figure this out. I've never done this before, so export finished trade goods. Is that what we called it? Control T. What's that? Trading. Yeah, that just allows it for trading. Okay, so that should have created a stockpile. We might do a bit of a deep dive into this one. Now it's going to be finished goods. Don't know if I need it there. Import. So there's very specific things in through here. Finished goods. So this is nothing much. In here, it doesn't have the one that I just created, which is unusual. Right, let's go and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Just go out and Alt-Tab our way back out somewhere else, and we'll just go and have a quick look in the location that it should be in, which is going to be under my Steam library, under Steam Apps, Common, Dwarf Fortress, under DF Hack Config, Stockpiles. It's not there. So where did it save it to in that case? This is the mods that we're testing. Orders, so the ones that I've got there for which we'll set up as soon as we start the other industry. And knit. Not sure where it's saving it to. Blueprints, nothing there either. It should be under stockpiles. Wonder why it's not there. I don't think it would be saved in the other location. Let's just go and leave that one down there. Go Control N, so we can end up just getting another one of these. And we'll go to the app data area and just see if that actually, if for some reason, but DF Hack doesn't use the app data. App data. Then we go to Bay 12 Games, Dwarf Fortress, data. Installed mods, no, that's just the mods. Mods there from as well. Prefs, macros, yep, no, that's nothing. And just the save files. So it's not there. That should have saved. I might just see if there's actually, what was it called? It was DF Hack. I'll just do a search up through in here. So DF Hack. Export stockpile. Not working. The most common reason DF Hack stockpile export fails is that you must actively select a stockpile in the Dwarf Fortress game interface before running the export command. If you do not click or hover over the specific stockpile, DF Hack cannot see it and its command will fail. So actively select the stockpile. Click on your specific stockpile and open its information window and then try exporting. In your version, GUI stockpiles might be unavailable. Check the correct save location. That's exactly where we looked. So that's okay. Direct bypass. We'll try the GUI version of it and see if that actually helps. So just go back up the top here again. So if we have a look at this stockpile is number 8. So just go into DF Hack and click on GUI stockpile. Nope, that's not it. I'm sure it was in there. Stock piles, there it is there. List. These are this is the ones that we actually have as that we can then go and do. We've got category finished goods. Why can't we export out? Strange. Boland's saying maybe spaces make it invalid name. Oh yeah, that's actually true. That's true. Let's try that. Good catch. Let's try that one. So if we just go back across, view the stockpile, export. Finished trade goods. Import. Ah, you're right. There we go. They should write that down. They probably did. It's probably in the help. Let's try that again. So if we just view the stockpile in here, we've got. If we go to the advanced logistics settings. We can view or delete them if desired. Names can only be contained numbers, letters, periods, and underscores. There we go. So it was there. Yep. Now I might rename that actually. So we'll just go back out again. I'm going to try to keep it so that as I build more of these, I'm going to so if we go to DF Hack config in here and go into stockpiles, we now see it there. But let's go and change it so that we've got finished goods trade, and then we'll put an underscore in between it. So just go and rename. Finished goods trade, that'll do us. That way we'll know it's just for trading. I'll need to then specify, finished goods are one of these things we're going to need to set up a whole lot of them. So that's why I thought I'd do trade would just be all of the crappy stuff. So we'll just leave that one where that is, and then we'll just come back in. So if we now come back down into this next area, I can then just go import and finished goods trade there. Done. So that will now have the same. If I go to custom, we've then got the same setup there, which is fantastic. So this is actually really cool to actually go and do this one. Other ones that I'm going to be wanting to have specifically, once we start to get sort of like metal established and so on and so forth, we can then become very, very finicky and tricky with what we end up building. Let's go and grab that one there, which now means we can come back up the top here, get this one here, and just go and delete this particular stockpile. So permanently remove, yes, done. So that one's now going to be gone, and we'll now start to prep everything down below. This little bedroom is we can now get rid of this dormitory. So I think we'll actually ditch this one now as well, and permanently remove that zone. Yes, proceed. And these we can now also just disassemble all of this stuff. Make use of those beds. Yep, stray poults are being slaughtered. They need logs. Okay, so we need to try to find logs. Okay, the guild halls have now been satisfied. That's good. They'll ask for better and better stuff, by the way, so we need to sort of be on top of that. Let's keep on digging this little area. haven't started on the outside yet. No, not yet. We'll set up a trade area in through here. The traders are still here. They'll be leaving soon. There we go. Oh, some more migrants have arrived. Click on OK and pause. Let's see who we've got this time. There's nothing dangerous outside, I don't think. A duck, a gosling, a goose. There we go, a baby goose. So we've got nothing for us to really worry about outside at this point in time. So we've got one goose. We've got a baby alpaca. We've already got one alpaca. Who's this? This is Woodcrafter. Nice. We've got ourselves a woodcutter. See, they've all got families and stuff. You know, they're all happy enough. 47. This one here is a two lovers, a thresher, planter. We need valuable people, but we're just not getting them. This one's a mechanic, a legendary mechanic. This is good. So, adept fluid engineer, expert optics engineer. Nice. Novice siege engineer. This one is lye maker. What do you do? A fish dissector, so useless to us. Bone carver. Won't fix them all up as they come through, but this one's a legendary bone carver. Interesting. Another poult. You'll be slaughtered soon enough, unless you're someone's pet, of course. This one here is a hunter of no value to... Oh, hang on. That one was actually good for the military. That's it. Okay, so we're up to 53 now. So we're over 50. So we'll just ditch those. Again, if anyone wants named dwarves, if you're watching this on Twitch, you can redeem points and get dwarves that way. And of course, if they die, you get banned. Gives you skin in the games, but it is just from the top list. So we've got a big cliff here that goes all the way down to the top of our fortress here, which is sort of interesting. This area here is our catch-all, and we really need to move this one somewhere else. Yeah, we've got different bits. This is our main meeting hall as well, which is why they're just not satisfied with anything that we've got. Let's just go back down to this room here. So we've run out of wood. Actually, that is a problem. Let's see if we can find some wood. How are we going to get more wood? This is outside. This is inside our area. So we have like a couple of areas where we can get a little bit of growth happening. There's one that's just starting to grow there. There's still wood down here. They're just not accessing it. So there's a heap of it there. Yep, so they've now left. If we now have a look at this one, our exported wealth should go up fairly soon from 2,400 to around about 10,000. No, to around about 7,500. Need logs. So we've got some logs down in here, and we want this area for growing trees. And I don't think I can actually push what we're doing here in any meaningful way. Actually, one thing I will do now that we know who's who, we'll just quickly come back down to our zones again, go to this zone in here, and just go to DF hack assign. And so what we want to do here is only go to the grazers. So we've only got one, which is that baby alpaca. So that one has to be assigned there as well. And then if we go back up a couple of levels, where are we? Here. We don't have any pigs. Actually, one thing I should have asked for pigs. DF hack assign. These are going to be our egg layers. And you can see we've got heaps of poults and stuff, but there's a few now that are just roaming around. The gosling, and also, yeah, that one is someone's pet. We'll just assign that one there as well. So that's all okay. The poults, we don't get any, like this is the butcher's shop in here. And if we have a look at this one here, you can see we've got poult skulls and things. We don't have a place for putting the skulls, but we're not getting any leather from the poults. And I may have to set up something where we actually let these grow into full-grown turkeys before we then sort of slaughter them. If we have a look at, for example, the poults themselves, I don't think we can see the specifics of what we end up getting from them. No, we're not going to get much. We're not going to get any information. But if we go back out to, where is it, DF hack in through here. This is a DF hack command. Let's just go to the Dwarf Fortress wiki. Dwarf Fortress wiki through this other side and look up poult. Is it P-O-U-L-T? So the turkey back in through here essentially. So when we have a look at them, we'll then sort of see what the food items, raw materials. We do get a raw hide from them, the skin, from a full-blown turkey. And this is why turkeys are better than hens. So if we have a look at so they do actually provide leather. And this is the only reason you would go with turkeys more so than hens. If we go and look up a hen as an example, chicken, I'm guessing that will come through. Yeah, chicken is the one that it wants to then go through. Actually, it does have skin there. That used not be the case. Okay, they must have changed that, I guess. All right, well, I'm not sure how much we get. Maybe you just get more with the turkey. Just go back and have a look at the raws. Attack. Not sure where it is in there. Skin, yeah, we're not seeing the numbers. No, I'm not sure where it shows that. But I've always gone with turkeys simply because they give you more stuff than chickens. I guess they do in general anyway, like in the game. Just go back out. We go back to. I wonder if it'll mention it in turkeys. Yeah. Compared to other domestic poultry, turkeys are the largest size, being a better food source for the likes of chickens. Turkeys take 2 years to reach their full weight, while the slightly smaller blue peafowl and geese take only 1 year. They lay the most eggs in average, so it does take 2 years before they become big, making them the best domestic bird for egg production. Having both genders of turkeys around allows one to breed them fairly quickly. So if many turkeys are confined to a small area, they become overcrowded and start fights. Since poults need no food and have no practical ability until mature, they are generally best caged, where they cannot eat FPS while doing line of sight checks until they're ready for egg laying or slaughtering. Putting a couple in a cage in the dining hall gives dwarves who like turkeys happy thoughts as well. Okay, that's a good one as well. Wild turkeys can be captured with cage traps here, blah, blah, blah. All right, so yeah, we're not sort of... Actually, there's the bone 6, meat and fat 9 from that one. If we have a look at the chicken, yeah, so we do get more from it. We do get more from it. Okay, so, but I don't know if we get the skin from the poults. I think if we look up stocks, I just deleted that. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry guys, I'm just going to go back out again and just reopen. What I do need open is just the Twitch, just so I've got it sitting there. Just make sure that's all still running. Yep, that's fine. I'll just leave that there. Okay, cool. So, turkeys yield leather, chickens don't. It says that they still yield skin, and it did come up with leather for what was actually there. If we have a look at our leather, just see if we've actually got any. There's no leather there. Yeah, I'm not sure where leather would be. Leather should be here. And we know we've got some, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure where the leather is. Anyway, that's okay. We'll just keep it going. So anyway, they're just smoothing out the piggery, and we'll just go back up the top and just watch this build happen. Oh, we do need to build a trading area through here now as well. So trade depot. Just hide the planner. So we do have alabaster blocks. We need 3 of these. So I'm just going to build it out of that. Yeah, so they just slaughtered that. Let's have a quick look and see what we end up getting with that, because I don't think we end up with that much. They've already taken it. So Tanner's workshop there. Holy dolomite. No, I'm not sure where that one was. Let's see if we can see if anyone else comes and slaughters any. There we go. So we've got a poult now coming through. So Thob the mechanic is now going to slaughter this particular poult. Now inside what was left over, we've got the skulls. Is that all we get? We're only getting skulls, we're not getting anything else. In that case, I should be getting at least food from it. That looks like it's a bug, doesn't it? All it is poult skulls. It's useless having them. It's sort of, I'm going to say more skulls for the tiny, tiny skull throne, yes. Is leather a type of cloth, says Boland? Yes, it is, sort of. It's like certain things are best made out of leather. You can make armour out of leather as well. But in this case, we're just not getting anything from these poults. All right, if the poults, we can put lots and lots of poults in cages. So let's go and build a cage somewhere in here. So if we go into traps, cages and restraints, let's just pop a cage at the back here somewhere. We'll make it a nickel cage. And we'll just see if we can put multiple pots in the one cage. Yeah, they're just slaughtering them as soon as they're born. Like we're slaughtering heaps of them. And again, none of them are leaving anything behind, I don't think. Yeah, nothing left behind there. So there's the cage. If we go in and nickel cage, assign, and so I'm just going to go to and put a heap of poults in here. Now we do have someone's pet. Which I'll leave the pet out if I can. Let's go and throw heaps of these bolts into that location and just let them grow. So they're all been assigned into that one cage. Need logs, yep. Let's keep it going. There we go. Yep, they're all being assigned. Good. All right, that cleans up that a little bit. Still a few more to be placed in there. They're running around. Some of them are still being slaughtered. All right, rock earrings, it's okay. Yeah, we definitely need logs. Let's just go back up the top again. So we're sort of slowly digging this area out. What we'd be wanting to do here is also smooth this out as well. Make the entry something fairly good. Okay, that's great. We can still make it down into here now, so I can actually now get rid of this. So we'll remove that entirely. This one here is going to get in our way when we start to build what we want to be building in around here as well. So this ultimately will be the top of the fortress. Let's have a look and see if we're building that other zone. Yep, here we go. This is good. We want to smooth all this out as well. So this will be our meeting hall. There's some kaolinite, yeah, which is unfortunately not great for us. I think we've got a master engraver in the fortress, so I'll have to have a bit of a look. Just smooth all this before we start putting the furniture down. Discovered, here we go. So we've actually now been going deeper. Let's just discover a magma pool, great. Click on OK, we'll just pause that one for a second and have a quick look and see. So we discovered two of them down in here. This is the bottom layer. So we now have like a top of an underground volcano that we've now just sort of spotted. And so we've got this big area down in here as well. 10 troglodytes, not exactly sure. They're not on that bottom layer. That's okay. All right, so get rid of that. Need more logs. And so we've now found magma. Let's go and see how far this one actually is. So if we just go back to where our guys were, just go down and see how far down we actually had to dig. Oh, it literally was only one area back in, and then we found this whole layer. So it was just the start of digging what we had there. So to dig down into this magma zone, if we just go back and have another quick look at everything else going on in here, It's fairly tall there actually. Then goes up. It does open up too much, so it's going to be hard for us to contain that particular zone. So I can't really block that off easily. Otherwise, it would be handy to go and make use of some of this area as well, because it's very, very tall. That particular zone. Yeah, we literally got one layer down. So we don't want that. So what we're just going to do is quickly go and put a block on that one. So we'll just go and put some flooring down. And I've got dolomite nearby. I'll just make it out of dolomite. So we just put a piece of flooring. But we now at least get an access, a bit of a look to see. Now we've got magma all over the place here. So we've got magma that sort of ends up there. That's the surface of magma, and then it actually loads up into this zone here. So we could make like fairly. This is still elevation 12. This is not that far down. I think we'll make a magma area underneath this. So we'll sort of start to have a look to see where we can go. Yeah, there's nothing much else we need down this way. There's a few little zones there where it's only like 2 layers up. Then it goes, into solid area, but it's still not going to be worth doing. Now, the fact that we've actually found magma is makes me think that it will then expand right out. So I think we can actually just keep on searching for that. When we have a bit of a look, we have a block over here, which we can get through. Let's just see where we are. So this is where we are here. Let's just keep that over that other side. So if we come back down, here is still not really good enough. Almost. It's almost good enough there. So we'll start to we'll use this area in here as to sort of dig down. So we'll just start to dig. Where are we? Need to get to? We need to get to here. And any of these little places in around the side will be fine, I think. If I just dig stairs down this way. We want to find the magma down this way, so I'll just go down to say elevation 0. All right, that should find magma in that patch, and we'll then just come up and connect this into here. All right, we'll just wait until somebody else comes down this way. So. A giant cave spider. Where's that? There it is. So this is down below. This is a giant one, so it's clumsy. But we don't want to be interacting with these. So that's why we want to make sure that we block our area off. It is right over the top of that, so we should have time to do this. Here we go. That's now secure. I still need logs. If I go to F2, why aren't they picking up these logs? The other logs out there are not what we need. What I might do is I might just go and forbid them and then unforbid them. The same here, forbid, forbid. I'm not sure why they're not actually picking them up, because they should be part of the fortress. We do need to get more wood. Come back up, just see how we're building with the entrance. Here they go. Keep it going. Yes, kaolinite we can't really make use of. It's a clay. While there's nothing dangerous outside, we'll start to smooth this out as well. You see there's sand out here. We might have to make use of that as well for glass making eventually. Trade stockpile is filling nicely, but no bins. Yeah, I know. We need the wood, and there's no wood outside either. Get all these guys out. What could possibly go wrong out here? Oh, it's just heaps of them. Actually, we'll smooth all this out as well. Okay, we'll just get them all helping. Having so many dwarves, it sort of does help with getting all this sort of stuff done. The animals are growing. Oh, digging designation cancelled. Okay, this is good. So we've already got hit there, which is a little way further down than what we would have wanted. So we've actually done an up-down stair there, and this is actually now the layer. The layer down below this is the warmth. If we go and click on this one through here and have a look, so that is actually now a dangerous location. But it still is giving us the information that we require. Now, I'm going to have to ditch this stuff just in case we accidentally click on this one. And that's all okay there. So we've got that now established. This will be where we'll end up making all of our metal. We'll do all that down below, but then we'll bring all the metal up and do all of the actual final. Actually, no, we're going to need to have different forges and things down in here as well. The metal areas, I'm better off actually making my metal area down in this bottom zone of the fortress. So if we have a bit of a look at this, this ultimately is going to be where we end up with the with our magma side of things. Now I'm going to be needing to dig out a largish area. How do I want this to go? I will be wanting to have the staircase leading down, like a fairly major staircase. So we'll actually establish like a 3x3 again, down to that layer where we miss out. Let's do that. Okay. Hi, Incognito. How you going? Yep, we'll just leave that one where that is. Okay, we're now in early winter. I've got a hungry head, maybe down in the bottom layer as well, I would guess. It's only things on the surface that really concern us at this point in time. Everything else we've been able to sort of close off. But we need to get our metal industry established. And we need that as well, so that we can actually build reinforced walls. Because I want to actually make sure the inner keep is actually a reinforced wall keep, not just a block keep. So winter is upon us. Need logs. F3. Now I think that there's a way I can designate an area for growing. If we have I'll just pause this for 1 second, and we'll just have a quick look. There's only, the hungry head is now gone. If we go into the GUI launcher here and go to wood, no, that's not it. What is it? But go into the control panel, chop. So auto harvest trees when low on stockpiled logs. This plugin can automatically designate trees for chopping when your stocks are low on logs. You can also ensure specific burrows are kept clear of trees. So for example, caravans always have a path here, blah, blah, blah. Auto chop checks your stock levels. See, now we can do, I thought we could do something in here where we could do it with a zone. Was it a zone that we needed? So its chop is there. This is the area that I want to have for building, like for trees, because we've got a fair bit of height there. It's the most height we have. So maybe it's a burrow that we need. If I just go back into this one here, plant gathering zones. I don't think that makes it grow. I was sort of hoping that they could curate trees and actually get them growing fast, but they're actually not. These haven't been growing at all. Is there a way to do it? I'll look up and see if we can actually make like an orchard or something. So we just go to Dwarf Fortress wiki.org. Look up grow. Growing. That's only going to be for farming, I think. I was sure there was a way to actually make it so that you end up with trees. I'll just do a Google search. Dwarf Fortress grow trees. Tree farming. How can I plant trees? That was from 13 years ago. You cannot plant trees from seeds in Dwarf Fortress. Instead, you must create a dedicated tree farm by designating a soil area. So locate soil, clear the land, allow sunlight. No, this is for outside. Oh, that's that's me. That's me from 3 years ago. Underground cavern trees. How to set up an underground tree farm. This is let's have a quick look at the tree farming in through here. So tree farming is the process of creating and managing an environment where saplings can safely form and mature into trees. Since planting trees is not currently possible without mods, a more indirect approach must be used. So which is essentially what we have. Method. So we've got subterranean thing through here. If your embark has at least 3 soil layers, the fast way to create an underground is by channeling out 2 or more subterranean soil layers while leaving the bottom soil floor intact. Since soil is easily mined and requires no irrigation, possibly the easiest option, but it doesn't tell us how to actually go and do it. Okay, harvested trees must sometimes, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay, that's all right. Yeah, I don't know how we can actually go and do that one. So maybe there is a df hack command. Df hack. To easily grow saplings, open the df hack and plants grow. It will only affect the saplings under your cursor. Aging, yeah, no, it's not really it. Yeah, if you're trying to manage tree populations, you can use auto chop to automatically mark trees for harvesting when your woods when it grows low. Yeah, it's not helping us with the growth though. Yeah, this is not going to help either. It's sort of cheating. All right, yeah, it's not going to help us. Okay, so in that case, we're sort of still just waiting for these things to grow, basically. They've been there for a long time, unfortunately. What we might have to do is, the troglodytes have now, how many troglodytes have we got? So they're creating smoke, these guys. What we might do is set up a military to kill them off. Hang on, we'll just go back down to F2, and we'll go out and chop some trees from outside. Should we try to claim more zones? Maybe not. So we've got wood out here as well. Let's go and make that passable. Let's go and create our military back out to here. So we'll just go and get them out on station. And position that one out through this other side. And just leave them basically sitting right here to take on the guys, the troglodytes, when they come in. There we go, there's one. Now we're not going to have, I'll just see if combat occurs. So what we have here is we do actually have Began. Let's just run forward a little bit and just see what happens. This one won't trigger the combat, but he is actually hitting this one. So it didn't trigger the actual the alert because these guys are wildlife. So that would be cool if it did. That's okay. Just leave that one where that is. So Began will finish off that one. Here comes another one. So we've got troglodyte being killed there. Two different troglodytes now. So this troglodyte here that Began is on top of is heavily bleeding and stunned. Here comes another one. I'll just do it slowly. There's another one coming up through here. All four troglodytes are trying to now get in. And we need more fighters, guys. We need more fighters. There we go. Began smashed them. Here comes another one. Began, you need to get back into the fight. So, terrified while in conflict. But you must press on. You must indeed. Who are you? Zulban, the woodcutter. Comes Began. Comes Began. They're all fighting now. That's all the troglodytes. No, there's still two troglodytes somewhere out here. Oh no, that's it. One injured citizen. Okay, we've got Thob the mechanic is injured. Let's have a quick look and see. Okay, the troglodytes did actually get hold of him. So the alert doesn't work for wildlife attacks like this. But that's now gotten, with that now done, let's now just go out here and chop down as many trees as we possibly can. Where else have we got more trees? Get the wood, get the valuable wood from outside. Get those as well. All right, so let's just keep that going. Bringing back the logs. Great. This will be helpful. Just keep on looking at what we see through here. The hungry head, where's that? Yeah, this is down below. Nothing for us to concern ourselves with. Where do we find that? So this is actually, we've now gone all the way through here, and we now actually have, I'll just smooth this out while we're still sorting out the other bits. Get those established. It doesn't smooth across there, that's okay. Just get that smoothed. Nice, okay, we can also construct ramps as well. Like if we want to, we can actually put in constructions, which actually look neater than this, than actually just having the having these things do it. But I'll leave it just where that is, that's going to be okay. So we've got that established. One thing we do need to do is to go back up and establish a drawbridge in here. So we'll build a drawbridge. We'll just build one, but this will be the sort of like the important parts. We'll just go to constructions, bridges. Now it's important that we sort of tell it so set the draw direction. So in this case, we do want it drawing from this bottom one through here. We'll just go and build it in here somewhere. I'll just go and build it 3 by 3, and so I'll just make these out of shale blocks. It's funny, we really are not we don't have much rock with what we've actually done here. So we've got that one there. I always wonder whether we build a second drawbridge in here. Yeah, I don't know. And there's a whole lot of other stuff that we're going to be needing now as well. So let's just go back and have another quick look. When we actually get through this area, I think I'll leave just the one door there. In fact, that means it's pointless really putting a drawbridge here unless we're going to put one at the back end here as well, which I could certainly do, just to block that off. In fact, what I might do is actually just dig this out and put a drawbridge in there as well, just so we can completely close it off if we have to. And we'll build another drawbridge in here as well. So we'll just go to constructions, bridges, again raising from that side, and a little 3 by 3 there. Control, hang on, where are you? It's a giant cave. That's not too bad. The troll is on a different layer. That's okay. I can tell these guys now to not worry about being on special orders. Let's go down the bottom of the fortress now, actually. So we'll just go back down to F3, which is our well. Come up one layer. This is now established, so let's go and fix this up now to make this into an actual full-on meeting hall. We'll then start to put in our various kitchens and things in through here as well, so like deeper into this part of the fortress. But this will be the main meeting hall for everything. So we will go and create a meeting area. And keep on painting. Remove that and remove that. So this will be the meeting hall, so we'll accept this. And meeting area through here. Oh, hang on. That was it. Yep, so this is the meeting area. Assign a new location. So in this case, we're going to make this into a... no, that's pretty much all we need to do here. Oh, this should be a dining hall, actually. I should have made that into the dining hall. So I'll just ditch that one. I don't think I can edit it. So I'll make this into a dining hall. And we'll still possibly make a meeting area inside this one, but we'll just go and designate dining hall here. Accept. So auto assign the holder of the role. So we can make, is this what we want? What do dining halls do? Your citizens will eat at this zone. We're not assigned to a particular citizen. Citizens without their own dining hall will eat here. Tables and adjacent chairs should be included. So that's what we want to now put in is like a row of tables down through the middle here. So this will be where they all eat. I could actually go and create another zone in here as the actual meeting, as the meeting area. So, and we'll end up with the like with the actual levers close to here as well. So let's just go back in and create the furniture. So furniture, tables, go back to planning mode at this stage. So I'll set them up to essentially run down through the middle of the of this zone. And that way we run out of tables at that point. All right, and then we just go back in and create chairs. So furniture, chairs. Let's put the planning mode on again. A lot of these come back out of the old fortress. All right, so that'll be our dining hall. We really should now establish, I think I'll do my main meeting hall off this other side as well. And I'll do another one where I've actually got the dig circle. So I can just place the cursor here. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 8 and that's 9. That's going to be a smallish area. If I do it that way there, we've got 11. Let's do that. So df hack, dig circle, 11. Okay, and then we'll just go and dig the rest of this in. Okay, and this will be then our meeting hall. Actually, what I might do, giant cave toad, the farmer. What's happening here? Again, we're not getting things aren't closing through here. Breaks to grip. Let's have a quick look and see. This is that there? This is Dwarven blood. Right, we need to kill this thing off. Kill the giant toad, because we need all the wood that we're chopping down. It's too valuable. Alright, the rest of it's all okay. Yeah, this is where it would be cool if any combat, if it did actually sort of close off so that it would actually pause. We'll just have a quick look and make sure that these guys do get away. There we go. It's been killed. We've got one injured citizen. We'll have a quick look and see. Health, description. Nothing much. Nothing much there. So did we chop all of the trees? Yeah, we've got all those trees in here, but we've got too many other little jobs and things going on. Let's go back up the top of the fortress again. Got all this kaolinite, which I really just don't want. Maybe we'll be able to make use of that and create some stuff down below eventually. So we've now got that one there. This one here, I just want to smooth this out. And up here, we're building this one now as well. Just wait for the smoothing to happen in here. Making more rock crafts. And so this will be an area that we can always just close off if we have to. So let's just go in and now build this one here. So we'll just go back into constructions, bridges, and we'll hide the planner. This will be just made out of shale blocks. So that will be good. I need more rock. I need to be digging more stuff. So I think I need to do more in here. This is all kaolinite, unfortunately, so we can't use this stuff, which is annoying. Got shale out through there. Let's keep on digging out this way as well, and we'll dig in around this zone, because this is ultimately where we're going to make a second area. Down below we have a well there, so we can actually create like a second well on top there if we needed to. So I think I'll actually get that one prepared. So then we'll just keep on digging into here as well, which should then give me more shale. But the kaolinite is not great for us. Let's now go to the bottom of the fortress and just go into here. So we've now dug down deeper into this area. This is going to ultimately be, we still haven't dug all this out yet. So we need to get all that done. I'll just double check. No, that's all okay. We're still, just have to wait for that. Wait for that to happen. Then we'll try to get some lava. 3 plump helmet men are wandering around somewhere. What I might do is I might just close off. Do I want to close off? Plump helmet men, if they wander in, it won't really matter that much. Need to keep on bringing this stuff in. Cleaned up all of this. These still haven't grown. I'm surprised these haven't grown, actually. It's interesting. So they've worn a footpath through there.
Might just check on how our other farms are doing. This is good. The cats are all in there, protecting the seeds. Now, in terms of the mining, let's just go back up the top again. So F1, and just come back down again. That's now been built. All right, so we're going to call this one the, I can change the name of these. So this one here, we'll call this one the main entrance, or the main gate. All right, so that's going to be the main gate. Then we're going to have the bypass gate. In there, so that's okay. And this one here will be the second gate, or the trade gate. All right, so we can sort of lock these things down as required. Now we need to connect them up, but I do need to have like a zone for these levers. So we just go back down into the into where we were building this area. Now, what are we finding? We're finding chalk through here. Kaolinite is everywhere else. There is bituminous coal there, which is very, very valuable to us. I'm just going to have to build my trap room into here, I think. It'll need to be fairly large, like just to sort of, not the trap room, but the, just to have all of the different locations. So I like to sort of almost have it sketched out as to what we end up doing. So just keep these things coming in. This also needs to be smoothed out. Well, there's some rock there that we're getting. We need to get as much rock as we can get. Those logs we're going to go through pretty fast, I think. Cave crocodile. Hang on, what's it doing way up there? There's the cave crocodile, which is a fair distance away. Oh, it's going off to get webs. Who was that was... Who was he going after? Syrian. Let's have a look and make sure that Syrian did manage to run away. Got a fair few of them in here now. There we are. Healthy, yeah, no problem. Terrified while in conflict, so it has run right away from everything else. We might just use our military to kill off this, I think. Animal caretaker. There we go. No problem. keep everything. Oh, I've got troglodytes as well. Heaps of these ravens. There's a plump helmet men on a different layer, which we don't have to worry about. Then we've got troglodytes now coming in as well. So 6 troglodytes. In this case, what we'll do is we will actually. So they're in the north. We'll set up another zone. They're not going to be wanting to stand in here. So I'm just going to go outside the gate and we'll kill them off out here. So we'll just get our guys to station here. Stop anything from coming in. Yeah, troglodytes are now fighting. So 2 of them left. There we go. Getting my asthma from there. It's just chasing down the troglodytes when we see them. This is going to make them very unhappy. You know, I think that we've now got all the wood from in this other side, so let's now just come back inside. Unfortunately, these troglodytes are really stinking up the place now. So, guys, you can stand down. In you come on inside. Go through the smell. I know it's going to make you unhappy. Come on, Alpha Buffalo, get inside. We'll lock this and just see if we've got anyone locked outside. Nope, we're still actually okay. All right. Yeah, so there's more troglodytes. So if anyone was still outside, we'd get a notice about that one. These concern me because these tower cap logs we haven't been picking up. Oh, there we go. We've caught ourselves a troglodyte. One did make it through. All right, well, at least that's working. So that's all happening. Let's just go back up again to our where we're sort of building the. Actually, we want to go down into so we can start this other zone. Come on, you need to keep this going. So we've just got too much to build at this point in time. Just come back up. Just smooth that out. Just keep it all nice and smooth for everyone. I need to find more rock. Like this is when we're mining stuff that is just not of any value to us. But when we go down to the bottom, we should have like much more igneous type rocks. So that should give us a more solid type rock. We got shale here, which isn't great, but we will actually get more valuable, like in terms of our building stuff, in the bottom there. So it's still midwinter. Come on, keep digging, keep digging. Okay, so that's now going to be good. Now what we'll do is we'll start to set up the what we end up having through here. So I'm just going to go and start to create levers in the pattern that we've actually got established at the top, and then we can sort of set up other levers as well in this room. So if we just go back across to building, we've got machines and fluids. then we've got levers. So we're going to place a lever here. Actually, what we'll do is I'll just go and keep on doing this one here. So if we just go back into machines, levers, keep building, and we'll just go into the planning mode. I don't really care what we use for these. So we're going to end up with this one here and another one here as well. That's interesting. We don't have enough mechanisms. So that will have to be planned. We'll just wait for these to be constructed. Now we changed the name of this one as well to main gate. All right, so and then we go and link the lever. Oh, we need accessible mechanisms. Yeah, again, we're running out of rock, and this is another problem we actually have. We just don't have the boulders to make the mechanisms. So we need to keep on finding things we can dig out, and kaolinite is not that material. Let's just keep this going. And we'll keep on smoothing this out as well because we've got people doing nothing. What we might do here is actually set up an engraving area so we can actually start to engrave artwork. Now with the engraving, do we have any really, really good engraving people? Do we have any engravers? If you have a look at the labor menu, so we've got engravers in through here. Looks like nobody is really great at this. We might have a look at Serol. It does tend to sort of put the people who are best at it in this particular one. So we've got a couple of them, Serol and Dacoste, which is the other side. Seems in need of an atom smasher. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. We might have to build one of them as well. Yeah, so Serol, Tunlib, I'll just make them into the actual engravers to start with. And then we'll just have a quick look and see what they actually have. So if we go into, it was Serol, I think. Yep. This one here. Nova Stonecutter. Yeah, there's no skill set there. There's no skill set there at all. All right, we don't have anyone good at engraving. So, but we'll just start to train them up. So we'll just have only those two are allowed to do engraving, because we will need some very, very good engravers at some point. So I'll just go back to my work orders, engravers. Only selected do this one, so only these two will do it. So these two animal caretakers, and we'll just come back down and start to engrave the different zones in around here. So you can start to engrave the flooring around here. There you go. And through the middle. So they can start just engraving the floor, which would be nice, and then we'll do engravings in here as well. Actually, I won't do it that way, I'll do it this way. All right, so they'll start to just work on that stuff. In the meantime, we'll just try to get more rock. And I might have Serol just do that all the time. So just lock Serol into only doing engraving. Yep, so they're getting things in through here. A Moonstale Man, Brilliant Gems, Tanned Hide. It's pretty boring stuff, isn't it? That they're engraving. Rendition of the armoured crest, a finely designed image of a totem. The image is the symbol of the unseen relic, a dwarven civilization. That's better. That's what we sort of want to be seeing. But they'll get better and better. These are just, these are just standard, pretty crappy engravings at this stage. All right, let's go back down the bottom of the fortress again and just see how we're going with the with this aspect. Okay, this is looking better now. So we've almost got this one established. So we need to find a way now into the lava that's underneath here. I'm just going to go and ditch all this stuff because we know that this is all lava now. So we've got lava underneath there. Yeah, I'll just leave them where they are. And I think we'll go north. Just see if we run into lava up the top here. We have a bore. I need to get some sows. I should have actually asked for them from the mountain homes. Actually, before I do much more of this, I think what I'll do is I will block this off just for a second. And I need to find where this actually is. I'm going to do a channel down and just see if this actually locates what we can find here. Take a channel and just see if we actually break through. That's still nothing. But see how this is hot, and then this stuff isn't. This is a tricky one. Let's just dig along here a little bit. It's Orangutan's library. This is where bad stuff happens, guys. This is where bad things happen. So we're going to we need to find, now it's been safe up until here. We know that this is hot, which makes it seem like there's lava out through here. So if we go and ditch that one, but if there's lava out here, it should end up rippling around, and we don't get to see. If we're going back up, we didn't get close enough to sort of see all of the areas of the lava, but that's just sort of like we've got lava that comes up to the surface here, but then we lose sight of it there. So it's sort of rippling around in here. I'm going to dig a channel down in here just to see if we can crack it open. Or actually, before we do that one, let's do it here. Because this is not hot, but we know that there's lava very, very close. There we are. Discovered a great magma sea. All right, so just go more. And so now we know where the lava actually is. Just going to go and click on OK, and discovered an unusual volcanic wall studded with gems. This is a very, very dangerous location. You can see there the two magma seas there. So these extend under this range here. So we're actually one layer up, more than what we should have, but this is actually useful, sort of. It's sort of useful. Yeah, I can actually make use of these other areas in there. So this has actually now found the lava there. So we now actually have all of this through here. So this is actually now full of lava. One of the interesting things with lava, it doesn't rise above, like there will be higher lava, for example, if I come back up, this is higher lava, but the lava pressure, unlike water, won't push this up. Whereas if that was water, that would push up this and then start to flood the fortress with water, but not with lava. So lava sort of is useful in this sort of sense. So that's where we've got lava, but this is not controllable lava. And by that I mean we like, this is sort of like where any creature that's in the lava, like these fire snakes and things, can just come straight back up through this area. And so I don't want to be making use of that. So I'm just going to quickly go and try to put a, if I can do it, put a floor over it before those lava snakes come in. So we'll just go and throw something in there, like a floor, which means that when we have a look at it now, we can go across to here and see, okay, well, we do actually have, there's lava right there that's goes all the way up. So I can actually make now use of this, or I can make use of this area down in here as well. So if I have a bit of a look to see, so I can come in and create like if I make, actually, where can we can actually now plan ahead all the way up to the layers just below here, because we can now see it. So I can actually make, so just so I don't have to go as far, I can actually have all my stuff can be built in this little zone through here. Actually, I can do everything I need to. So let's go and plan this. I always get this a little bit wrong, but we'll just figure it out. So this is the layer below the surface layer here. But we'll start to make use of this stuff because we can do a few different things here. Again, we've got sort of like, that's the top layer there. Just go back down again. And we're going to just go, I think we'll build it so that we end up with our main, actually, is that going to be better there? It's not going to be quite big enough. If I make this the workshop layer, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly do a bit of a corridor that runs down through here. Just go to the layer below, yeah, that's okay. And then what we need to do here is actually set up different workshops. And I don't think I'll enclose them as such. I'll make them, look, I might as well enclose them, just in case we end up with creatures that come back through. So that's okay there. So we have a whole lot of different zones in here. I'll just go and build another few down this way. So that's just about as far as I can really sort of do it. Yep, that's good. And then we'll just chop off these. So these will ultimately be just little workshops. That will use of magma. And we'll just put a doorway through each one of them. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So now that we know what's happening with the lava, we're pretty much set. Now, inside each one of these, we're going to then need to have like lava running through underneath the actual, where this all goes. There was a way that we had to check it. I think that I keep on thinking back to the old way that Dwarf Fortress was done, where you had to be very specific when you built something. So, for example, if we go in and build a lava forge. Hang on, this is not quite where I would want this. Damn it, I'm just slightly off. That's okay. That's okay. I'll just leave that where that is. I usually like to have a landing so I can put like a doorway in, but that's okay. We can still fight there if we have to. It's just that these are also going to be a point of potential problems for the fortress. So what we need to do is we do need to have a way of cracking open so we can sort of open up essentially the lava. And we'll do that down in here, this next layer. But I need to actually have it so that I can plan where the workshop will be. So if we go into the actual workshops, we've got a magma forge, and you can see there. See how there's just to the left. Actually, I'll try to put it right. See right where that cursor is. There's like an actual forge there. That should be where we have an access down into the actual into the magma. So let's just say I create these in that corner there. It means that this corner here will then need to have the hole in the ground to get access to the lava. So I'll make that my pattern. So I'll still go and do that one. So we've got the magma forge there requires like magma safe material. It's only got one. Wow. Okay, we'll end up with more magma safe material, so I'm not too concerned about that one. But that's what we need to build these magma forges. And if we go back into the workshops again, so we've got magma forge. Now the metalsmith as well, forge weapons. So in this case, if we use these for what else do we need? We've got furnace, used for smelting glass. Now we can make these out of magma. So we've got magma smelters. So we need this one as well, make metal bars from ore. We're going to need a lot of these. And we've got magma kilns and magma glass furnace. Now if I go to the magma smelter, you can see there that it is in the top corner of it. So this one is here, for example, or if I just put that underneath where that one should be. So in this case, it's going to be in the middle. And so if I have my furnaces, cranking through, I'm going to have, well, one way I can do it is actually to have it just too wide all the way through. That way I end up with all four of those. And all of the furnaces will be the same. Like if we just have a quick look through magma forge, where are we? Sorry, just have a quick look at the workshops again. Furnaces. And so if I go to the kiln, which we will be making use of, so if we go to the kiln in through here, it's the same position, and if I go to the glass furnace, it'll be the same position as well. I hope that's making sense as to where I'm trying to place the lava. If we go back in again, workshops, furnaces, and then we've got the magma glass, which will also have the same position. So that's where they all are. Then what we need to do is to have the other areas. So Bon is saying, if you make the channel too wide, won't the extra tile remain unblocked? Yes. Hang on, what do you mean by unblocked? It won't matter. If I make it too wide, I'm then safe for everything. So that's going to be okay. So if I make it too wide so that I at least cover that one and that one, I'm going to be fine. So what I mean by that is if I go down into the next layer and start here, I'm going to need a channel that runs that way, a channel that runs that way, and that will then have everything that I need. Now I could, just for this future aspect, I could sort of do even more than that, but I'll need that one to then just continue on, ultimately to then hook into this particular, into the lava that's down in here. So I would need that one to come back down and then sort of connect in there as well. This is a tricky one for us to then go and crack open. So what I need to do to get this one safe is I need to, when I do this one here, and I won't actually do it, but I need to have them run back through a pond of water. And this can also be a bit problematic, but so I would be wanting to channel down. Where is it? Here. Ish. That way I can just create a pond there, and when I finally crack open the lava, they will most likely catch fire, whoever's doing that, and so they need to then run back up and then get out. And so that's sort of where we'll end up having everything sort of going. So we also need to give them a way out as well for when they sort of go and do this. But we'll get all this established, so that's going to be fine. So if I do it too wide, I can then sort of I can then just do what I need to do. So it's going to be too wide there. So it's just going to be 3 in the middle here, essentially. How far up do we go? Right up to here. All right, so 3 in the middle. That then just continues on. And then how far across do we need to go? So we'll end up in building into this corner, so I need to go all the way out to here. Continue on down to there. Across. That'll do it. So that will be where our lava flow will end up going. So we'll end up with this full of lava. Another thing I'm going to be needing to do is to actually come in. I'm going to have to come back in down in here somewhere. I need to actually have a grate ultimately here. So I'm going to need to come back up from this, which will be fine. So if we come back up in here, channel down there, I think. So we'll dig down into there. That will be our access point in. So we'll make that the access. I can also channel this for now. I just got to remember to fill that in before we do anything. Okay, let's go and let that all happen. Oh, hang on. The other thing we had there was we found a block that if we go back into the lava sea, we should see a gem encrusted area somewhere in here. Just go around the outside edge and just see if we can find it. Not seeing it in there. Okay, that's interesting. I thought we would have found it there. Where did we find that then in that case? No, not seeing it. Oh, it might be high. It might be up higher. Let's just see if we find it further up. No, I'm not seeing it there. But there was, there should be like like adamantine and stuff like that. We should start to see this one now. Okay, in we come. So this group of workshops will then sort of be very, very helpful. Now this should be magma safe, I think. This is Gabbro. So we need to create some very specific things for this. Yeah, this Fort official says sick. Things are going too well. An invasion is nigh. Yes, I hope so. Okay, so Sigismundo is then saying kaolinite makes a large pot without needing to be glazed. Okay, yeah, I will make. I've got so much kaolinite that I'll end up making kaolinite stuff through here. Actually, before I go too far, let's go and make use of. Where are we? Not that one. Let's go and make a staircase up in the middle of each of these. And that way we can actually end up with lots and lots of storage in here as well. So we'll end up just creating a massive storage pile. Oh, why can we do it there? 7. All right, do we want to go even higher? Maybe not. I was just thinking of the other things we could actually store. We could go with a couple of layers there, actually. Maybe we'll do that. and create even more storage up this way. So 12, yeah, that's right. Just because we're going to have a lot of stuff we're going to need to bring down here, like all that kaolinite, for example. So just get them all building this stuff. Now, is gabbro an actual magma safe stone? So if we have a look and see with our stocks, I think it is. No, it's not the stocks. Where is it? It's one of these things here. Labor, stone use. So what we're looking for is magma safe. So we've got galena. Hematite doesn't count. Actually, we'll just go to the other stone. So it's chert gabbro. Yeah. So if we start to, we're going to need to start to make things out of gabbro that we're going to be needing in this fortress. So I need to make a gabbro gate. Gate. But yeah, the gabbro we know that we've got. So I'm going to have to set up a few of these things because we don't have very many magma safe bits and pieces here. We will once we sort of start mining the gabbro. But let's go up to the work orders. I don't have to go to the actual workshop to do this one. I'm just going to go and create a specific one-off work order. I'm going to make this at the stonemaker's workshop. So I'm just putting in a one order through here. We're going to make a rock grate, and through here, and that will then be down the very, very bottom. Actually, I just want to make one of those. And we want to use a very specific material. Where do we do that? That's the conditions. Yeah, out of gabbro. Not there. Yeah, okay, because we've only just started mining it. In that case, we'll just ignore that one for now. We'll just wait until I've got a few more of these. There we go. Getting a few more gabbros now. So this will help a lot with what we need to ultimately go and do deeper in the fortress. So now we'll just go back in and do that again. So set up stonemaker's workshop. Great. Put in the bottom. Make one of them. And so the rock grate out of gabbro. Still not there. What's going on here? Oh, there it is. I don't know why I didn't see it. I've got 8 of them. So we're going to make a gabbro grate there, which would be fine. And I'm just always thinking, if we're coming down there, I might make a floodgate as well, a gabbro floodgate. So I think we might do that as well. Add in, again, just from the stoneworker's workshop, a floodgate out of gabbro. Again, it's going to be wanting to make 10 of them. Just make one, and so in this case we make this one out of the gabbro grate. Why don't we see that? Oops, hang on. I screwed that one up. Add another one back in, stoneworker's workshop, floodgate. In my head I'm also thinking I'm going to need mechanisms that are also magma safe for these things. So in this case, we're going to go with the just one of them again, and this time Gabbro. All right, so we've got those. That's good. We're already digging through here. So let's let them sort of do all this mining. Let's go back up the top, just see how we're going. So this is becoming nice and clear now. Meeting area we've now got, so we can now ditch this. And we can then take away these tables. Now, orangutans are still keeping the top of the fortress. Ooh, okay, so we're going to let someone else in a fey mood. Have a quick look and see. Claims a stoneworker's workshop. Interesting. Who was it that did that one? Day cost. Come back and see when they come back. Here it is. He's off again. Let's just see where he goes. Grabbing more rocks, shale. Getting a bone, giant Kia bones, 24 of them. Piece of wood. This is what we expect to see. Now, is he working? Is he working? Let's have a look and see. Now he hasn't. So now we have a problem. Now we have a problem. What does he want? Maybe glass. If that's what he needs. Oh, here we go. Now it's telling. See how he's saying he's been claimed. Must have logs. Must have logs. Must have metal bars. Stone boulders, yes. Bones he's got. Logs, and then there's another gap with logs. So it's the 2 logs. He needs metal bars. So, with that in mind, we don't have any metal bars at the moment. So we don't know what type of metal it will be. Could be anything. Could just be any metal, for all we know. So, with that in mind, we're going to be wanting to keep him. Well, we need to forge some things. We need to melt some stuff. Now, we can do that superficially. Let's just go back up and have a look. We've got a lot of logs in here now. It's sort of one of these things where we can build a furnace one off. Or we can, if I wait until I've actually dug everything that I've got down the bottom there, it's just not going to happen. So I think we'll actually just cut to the chase and just try to build what he needs straight away. So let's do that at the top of the fortress, just where we've got all our temporary stuff done. So I'll just go and build it up in here. Got the ashery, the soap maker. We're still not, I don't even know if we're doing that one properly yet. Got a bobcat around outside somewhere. Let's go and make a, so the ashery, if we go and add new task, doesn't make what we need. Actually, I'm just trying to think of what we actually do require here. If we go in, what we need to do is we need to create a smelter, and we don't actually have any. I don't think we've got any smelters anywhere in the fortress. And that's all we need is just a smelter. Look, when we go down into this area here, where there was a whole lot of stuff, these aren't smelters; these are forges. So we're not seeing any actual smelters here. Might start to tear all this stuff up as well. But these require, you need coal and you need other things for this. So we need to actually go and make a coal for the smelter. And so for that one, we're going to need a different workshop. But let's just go back up the top again and just make it over here somewhere. So if we go back into our workshops, whoops, wrong one. workshops. And then if we go into so for the furnaces are used for smelting, glass making, or other or to make fuel from wood or raw coal. So furnaces require fuel to function, so they can or they can be set above magma. Now we'll eventually have the magma ones, but we don't have that yet. I'm just going to create a furnace into here, and this is just going to be just a normal smelter. Now we do also have a wood furnace, makes charcoal and ash from wood here, does not require fuel. So this one is, we can actually make the charcoal and ash from that one if we have to. But if we go across, actually I'll just turn that off just so we can see. So we've got the wood furnace down the bottom there, the smelter, makes metal bars from ore here, can also refine coal into usable fuel, which is what we already have. Now I'll just try to explain what's going on here. In our fortress, we were lucky enough to find this stuff in through here, bituminous coal. So bituminous coal allows us to make coke from bituminous coal at a smelter. So we can actually just burn the bituminous coal to make the smelter, to make the coke. We don't need much of it. So I'll just make one smelter. Actually, I'll make two just so we can see, so you can see the difference. So if we just go into furnaces. So we just go and create like a smelter there. Just go and place that one, and I'll place another one there. We'll just end up with two smelters. So let them sort of do what they have to do. And I'll then just give orders to one, and then, so in this order here, I'm going to add a new task. So you can see that we've got all these different things we can then go and make. If we've got certain things we can then go and do, it's interesting, why don't we have the bituminous coal? I may not have exactly what I need through here. So this is making, should make coke, actually I'm in the right, yeah, make coke from bituminous coal. We require fuel to even just do that. So we don't even have the start point there. So what we now need to do is to make we need to make the charcoal out of wood. Actually, Boland's just written it there as well. So to get started with the coal, we need to go back into our workshops and go back into furnaces and get the wood furnace. So this one makes charcoal, and charcoal is going to be the first one that we end up having. So we'll just go this way. Grab that one as well. We've got the Gabbro grate, which is good. Now, from here, we can add a new task, and we can now make charcoal. So I can make ash as well, which, do we need that there? This is the ashery. Make lye. Required. Actually, we need ash anyway. So I actually needed this for that. So anyway, we'll just go back in and make this one now. So add a new task. We're going to be making charcoal. I'll just make 2 charcoal. I'll make some ash as well, just so we can get some soap. That's all part of the soap manufacturing in through there. So somebody will come into here with some logs. There we go. So if we have a bit of a look now, we'll sort of see fungi wood logs. Is now making the first lot of charcoal, which is one of the fuels that we then need for these smelters in through here. All right, that's now been done. So if we have a bit of a look, we now have a block of charcoal that's going to be taken off. I'll just go and keep that one so we can actually make use of it. From here, we'll go and add a new task. Now we can go and make coke from bituminous coal. I can make different ores as well if I needed to, but I will just go straight across. So I can smelt these just directly, but I might as well just show this one here, because we can end up with more coal this way. So if I make coke from coal, just go and do that. So somebody will then make use of that one. If you have a bit of a look, that's got the bituminous coal there. And actually that's now the charcoal from there. Where are you off to go and get? No job. That's okay. We'll still wait. This one is now making more of the charcoal. The only need we have of charcoal is for this. Hang on, that's already been done. Sorry, we've got the bituminous coal there. So it's already been done. In that case, I'll just add another one there as well. Make coke from bituminous coal. And then we should be able to, because this is all just fuel that's being created. But charcoal, yeah, bituminous coal. So charcoal is being burnt there, and we'll then create what we need eventually. And now we've got all this coke. So all that coal has now become this coke. So we end up now with a lot more fuel. Let's just go over to here now and go and add a new task. And we'll just go and make a, we've got a fair few like hematite, and we've got a hematite around all over the place. So we'll just go and smelt that. So somebody will come over and grab some coke. So they're now storing it all away. Yep, so someone's coming over to do this one. So this one is now hauling the hematite. Going off to now go and get some. So we've now got hematite, we've got coke, and he's now just making the metal block out of this one. Just wait and see. He's now wandered off. So we've now got these 4 iron bars. Now, is our good little friend down in here going to respond accordingly? And yes, he has. He's already headed off. There he is. So he's now going straight up. So we'll just follow him. He goes up, grabs his metal bar, his iron bar, down into here, and he's now going to start construction. So if we have a bit of a look in through here, yep, Scott has now begun a mysterious construction there. So this is a bit more complex, but that's actually, we've been able to get what he needed, sort of superficially. Actually, that ashery, I should have built that one right from the very, very start. I completely forgot about that. We're going to be just making ash just because we need it for this, to then make the soap. So that's something we should have made a while back. But we don't need these anymore. I'll probably get rid of those. And we'll end up making all this stuff further down. Got magma crabs and things. I have to be careful of all this stuff. Let's just go down the bottom of the fortress again. Where are we? Down this way. So that's all good. And we're still building all this stuff. In one sense, I would like to focus on this bottom area because what I might do is I might just block off everything we've got happening in here because I'll have enough fairly soon to do what we need to do. So if we just go back across into the designations, and we'll just change it so that we end up with, I'll just block all that off. Actually, no, I need this bottom one done. And I'll block off these for now. And I'll block off all of this because we don't need that just yet. Which will then block off this layer as well. So just come back in. I'll just so I can see what I've got planned. So we'll get all that done. We do need to open this one up because this is our access down into the bottom layers. So I wanted to have like smelters on one side and metalsmiths on the other side as an example. But ideally I want this dug out as fast as possible. Okay, we're now in early spring again. It's been a very gentle fort in recent times. Oh, geez, I'm just looking at the time. I'm actually supposed to be at the beach. Supposed to be at the beach, guys. So I'm going to actually leave it here. Sorry, I've completely lost track of time. I normally would have finished at least half an hour ago, maybe an hour ago. Anyway, it's I enjoy building this sort of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching, guys. I do have to rush off. I actually am supposed to be at the beach right now for meeting up with different people for a swim.